The class president for 3 years, FFA officer for 4, and currently is the National Honor Society president. She was homecoming queen candidate this year. She is a member of the Monroe Central FFA, National Honor Society, and the Riverfront Wranglers 4-H Club, and has been a Monroe Central cheerleader for 4 years. Her favorite memory is traveling to the different cheer competitions with her best friends. Her future plans are to attend Washington State and pursue a degree in radiology. Miss Leanna Messenger. Our last cheerleader is Miss Rihanna Wells. She is the daughter of William Wells and Nina Dillon, and tonight her brother Will is walking across the field with her also. Rihanna is a member of the National Technical Honor Society, Americanism test winner her sophomore year, and passed her cosmetology license last year as a junior. She is a 2-year member of Student Council, Skills USA, sophomore homecoming attendant at Bellsville, and a Girl Scout member for 9 years. Rihanna has been a cheerleader for 4 years at Bellsville High School and Monroe Central, and has played volleyball for 2. Her favorite memory is all of the friends and the bonds that she has made over the years. Her future plans are to go to college and pursue a degree in radiology. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Rihanna Wells.
Oh, yeah.
And now to the people who bring us our halftime show, our band.
Right now.
Our first senior is Miss Elena Daughtry, granddaughter of Angie and Clyde Hupp. Elena has served as class secretary for 2 years, attended the Regional Scholar Conference, obtained honor roll for all 4 years, and is co-captain of the Marching Knolls Color Guard. She is a member of the YES program, Sources of Strength, Tri-M Music Honor Society, and the National Honor Society of High School Scholars. She has been a member of concert band and concert choir for 3 years, along with the Color Guard for 2, of which she is a co-founder. Her favorite memory is cheering on the football team alongside the band. Future plans are to attend a higher university, studying social work, receiving her bachelor's, and later her master's degree. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Elena Daughtry. Our next band member is Mr. Ben Dolan. Ben is the son of Sarah Dolan and Tim Dolan. Ben has been a member of the Monroe Central Marching Knolls, playing the saxophone and the bass drum for 4 years. He is also a member of the eSports team.
I thought it would say the radio station.
Ben's future plans are still to be decided.
We are on WBNV.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ben Nolan. Our next senior is Miss Aiden Hoff. Aiden is the daughter of Casey Hoff. Aiden has been a 4-H member for 13 years, an officer for the Tri-M Music Honor Society, received a perfect score for her soprano solo at contests, and has had a lead role in the district musical. She has been a member of choir and Marching Knolls, and a member of the Sources of Strength and the Science Olympiad. Her favorite memory is performing during the homecoming parade and hearing the cheers for the routines. Her future plans are to attend a higher university to study nursing, receive her BSN, and become a labor and delivery nurse. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Aiden Hall. Our next band member, Mr. Shane Moore. Shane is the son of Keith and Tracy Knowlton. Shane has been a member of the Wild and Crazy 4-H Crazy Kids Club for 8 years. He has been on the Monroe Central Track Team for 4 years and a member of the Marching Knoll for 4 years. And he's also been part of the esports for 2. He has lettered in wrestling, the band, and track. His favorite memory, the first time his team on esports, the Smash Bros, won their match. His future plans are to attend Belmont College, receiving an associate's degree in applied science, focusing on heavy equipment technician, so he can become financially able to travel and buy things. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Shane Moore. And our final senior of the night, Miss Courtney Pittman. Courtney is the daughter of April Pittman and Michael Pittman. Courtney has received honors all 4 years, including many principals lists. She has gone to state competitions with Science Olympiad and is the founding member of the Marching Knolls Color Guard. She is a member of the Yes Club, Science Olympiad, National Honor Society of High School Scholars, and the Color Guard. Her favorite memory is performing the Color Guard's first halftime routine. The pressure and excitement were amazing. Her future plans are to attend Ohio University, majoring in forensic analysis. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Courtney Pittman. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please give one more big round of applause to all of our seniors and wish them the best of luck tonight, and give them a little bit of a standing ovation as they walk across the field for the last time.
football time in East Central Ohio.
From AVC Sports and WBNV, Barnesville Woodsfield's 93 BNV. Now it's time to head for the field for tonight's game on WBNV.
93 BNV.
Good evening and welcome to week 10 of the high school football season, and tonight we are at Monroe Memorial Park in Woodsfield, where the Monroe Central Seminoles, with a record of 4-5, will take on the Shadyside Tigers with a record of 2-7. We're with you here on WBNV Radio and also YRPtv. I'm Jeff Stevens along with Mike Palaziak and Dalton Gambita to bring you the game here between the Tigers and the Seminoles. Well, one kind of oddity here, Mike, and this, both these teams have been eliminated from playoff competition, so one team's going to win tonight and be able to end their season with a win, and that didn't happen much.
Exactly, and most of these, both these teams really are playing a lot of young kids this year, so this is a good opportunity maybe to kind of boost your 2026 season with a win here tonight.
And for the Seminoles, this is their senior night. I believe they have 8 seniors on the team, so some of those young men playing their last game and also getting a chance to be a winner in their last game if things go accordingly. As the Shadyside Tigers come in at 2-7. They've struggled the last few years, but they have lost a couple of close games this year and could easily have a couple more wins.
I tell you, I just noticed they only have 3 seniors on their roster. And last year they played basically freshmen, sophomores, well, those kids now sophomores and juniors. So I really think that Coach Koenig feels that they're probably about 1 year away from being back to the point where they're, a very, very competitive football team like they were just a few years ago.
Yeah, not all that long ago, Shadyside was definitely one of the better small schools in the area.
Yeah, nobody wanted to play them.
But the thing you get into, and Monroe Central has went through this in the last few years too, and it happens with almost all small schools, you're going to go through a cycle where you're just not going to have the athletes. And in the case of Shadyside and Monroe Central, over the years, the fan base got spoiled by the success.
Exactly, yeah, and that's going to happen. It's happening to both these schools a little bit because, again, Monroe Central, for a while, nobody wanted to play them in the area either.
Seminoles started out the year 1-4, and they've won 3 of their last 4 games. Some people say, well, they're playing better. Well, the schedule at the end of the back half of the schedule has been much more conducive. Early in the year they played Belair and others on that. So let's step aside for a moment here for our Invocation and National Anthem, brought to you by Southeastern Ohio Credit Union.
Let us be in an attitude of prayer. God our Father, we come to you tonight offering up our praise and thanksgiving for the beauty and glory of this day and for the majestic creation that you've set before us to be a part of. We pray, Father, for your blessing upon this evening's event. You have created us to strive for the best. Grant to all the athletes, coaches, and fans strength to pursue excellence. And during tonight's game, we pray for the safety of these athletes, protect them from injury and harm as they use their abilities on the field of competition and the good sportsmanship prevails. And in its conclusion, we ask for safe travel back to our homes. But let us always remember and never forget those who have worn and those who are now wearing the uniform of this great nation. We pray your blessing upon all those that have guarded and defended our freedoms, both past and present, and for their sacrifice that has made this all possible. Bless this event this evening, and God continue to bless these United States. Amen.
Please remain standing for our national anthem. And as our Monroe Central sophomore, Miss Addie McGuire, sings the national anthem, please know that helping to raise the flag is a Monroe Central alumni, Mr. Tristan Crisp, who just graduated yesterday from Army Basic Training as an MP at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Addie McGuire. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose blood stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watch, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, getting through the night, that our flag is still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for.
It's that time of year again. Football season is upon us. Hey, Mark Kelly here with Bicon Services, wishing all our local teams a great and successful year. As your premier commercial building contractor, Bicon Services is ready to tackle everything from small facility renovations to large industrial expansions. We're here to handle all your commercial and industrial needs under one roof. So while you're out there scoring the winning touchdown, let us work on making your next commercial project a success. Bicon Services, building the future one project at a time.
At Abel's, we're proud that so many people trust our family with their family's home comfort. I'm Russ Abels. For new heating and cooling, you can trust us to save you money with our high-efficiency systems. We're trusted for electrical work, lighting, outlets, generators, complete home electrical service upgrades. We do it all. And you can trust us in an emergency. Whether it's heating, cooling, or electrical repairs, we promise to do the job right. It's what we do for family, and it's what everyone deserves. Trust Abels.
High school football
From AVC Sports on WBNV, Barnesville, Woodsfield.
93 BNV.
Back here at Monroe Memorial Park, I'm Jeff Stevens along with Mike Palaziak. Tonight, the Monroe Central Seminoles hosting the Shadyside Tigers. Before we get back into our regular pregame here, we'll mention our sponsors for tonight. And thank you to all those people for joining us here on WBNV and YRPtv. And in the pregame, our national anthem was sponsored by Southeastern Ohio Credit Union. Beautiful job of singing that by Addie McGuire. Our in-game kickoff sponsored by Valentine Insurance. First downs by Con Services. Red Zone trips by J&M Electric. Touchdowns, Kemp Insurance Agency. Scoreboard updates, Surgeon Construction. YRPtv instant replays by High Street Seneca. And also Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions. Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance. Abel's Electric Heating and AC. Allwell Behavioral Health Services. Dutro Ford, Lincoln Nissan. Caldwell Ready Mix Company. Doane Ford. Village Hardware and Rental. West 40 Auto Sales. Bicon Services. And the Other Farm LLC, located just outside of Woodsfield here during this fall Halloween and holiday season. Well, back to, I think before we stepped aside for the national anthem, I was talking about the Monroe Central schedule. Losses to Belair, back when they had one of the premier players still healthy in the Valley, also losing to Caldwell, Barnesville, and Toronto. So their 4 of their 5 losses have been to quality teams.
Exactly, and of course they started the season tough luck. They lost a game they probably felt like they should have won up at Liberty Union, got beat 21-20. And like you said, they went probably through their toughest stretch of the season right there. If they'd have had a win to build on, who knows what would have happened in that situation.
And yeah, that from a confidence standpoint, so many things have happened. Shadyside, on the other hand, did have a couple of wins early. I think they might have been 2-2 at one time. But kind of the opposite has happened to them as they've fallen in to playing some of the better teams. They've played losses here since then to Shenandoah and to Caldwell and to River, among others. And so last week they led Bridgeport into the fourth quarter before losing that game 24-21. Monroe Central had probably one of their best, especially first half performances of the year that we did here on WBNV, as they defeated a very good Cameron, West Virginia team. But in high school ball, you just never know what's going to happen.
You don't. And Cameron's one of those teams in West Virginia competes for a state title every year. So I was kind of surprised when I saw that score. Not that the fact that Monroe Central beat them, but how soundly they beat them last week.
Yeah, really, really good first half. Did almost everything perfectly, and had a 28-0 lead at halftime. And I tell you, you have to do a lot of things well to have that kind of lead. You mentioned some of the key players here for both these teams tonight. You've got some notes on there. Go ahead.
First of all, for Monroe Central, of course, they're led by quarterback Cooper Howe, who's a 6', 185-pound junior, the brother of Tucker Howe, who probably set just about every passing record there is at Monroe Central last year. And he throws to his main receivers are Max Demchek, a 5'7", 130-pound junior, and Corbin Farnsworth, a 6'3", 185-pound junior. Two main running backs are Jet Kaiser, 5'9", 190-pound freshman, and A.J. Rudder, 5'8", 180-pound senior, who will be playing his final game here on the home turf tonight.
And before we go any further on that, I can say anybody that was tuned in last week, Dave Davidson and I had an error last week when we credited a touchdown to the wrong player. We said it was Max Demchek, and it was really Corbin Farnsworth. So we owe Corbin an apology. And from where the angle was there, you could see the 2 on the jersey, and they're number 12 and number 42, and the fact that Corbin is 6'3", 185, and Max is about 5'7", 130, so that's an easy mistake also.
I can see Dave making that mistake, Jeff. I can't see you making that. But that people don't understand until they try to do this. That's very easy to do.
And in some cases where the players come together after a play is over, and as you look, and we both have some stats we mark down here, and you look down and you look back up and you think, well, what did I see on that? So we try not to make too many errors here.
We do the best we can.
What do you got on Shadyside?
For Shadyside, again, they're coming in just 2-7, looking to end this season on a winning note. They are led by quarterback Jaden Johnson, 6', 175-pound junior, and I had them earlier in the year over at Shenandoah, and he threw for over 300 yards that night. In fact, he was pretty much their entire offense. Their two main wide receivers are Michael Hendershot, 5'10", 160-pound sophomore, and Trenton Marling, a 6', 180-pound junior. Their main running back is Ace Nelson, 5'11", 180-pound junior. So if you notice again, none of their key players are seniors. They, like I said, I think they're maybe a year away from being pretty competitive again.
And I say, the last few years they have been down, they have struggled, but when you have young kids, especially when you're relying on a lot of freshmen and sophomores to play against teams that have a lot of juniors and seniors, just the physicality of the game can create a mismatch.
And that's the other thing I think Shadyside's experience, as every team has, they had some key injuries, I think, right there through. I know the night that I saw them in Shenandoah, Ace Nelson, their main running back, went down early in that game, along with Trenton Marling, probably one of their top two wide receivers. So, but those things you have to deal with at the high school level.
And I've always felt also, now maybe Shadyside's record doesn't reflect that, but if you have a quarterback that can throw the ball and gets time to throw with a couple receivers, offensively you can make up for some differences. Maybe not a good running game or inexperienced line, and so an effective passing game can make up for a lot there. But also, obviously, some opponents that they've played this year have been able to take that away from them for the most part.
Johnson really was running for his life a lot that night because really Shenandoah was pretty much dominating the line of scrimmage, and but he's got the ability. He's a very good athlete, got the ability to extend plays with his legs and throws a pretty nice pass.
We're just a minute or so away from kickoff time here, waiting for both teams to arrive. It appears the Seminoles have gathered down by the gate and are about to take the field. And they'll be followed then by the Shadyside Tigers. Shadyside did win the toss. They elected to receive, so they will get the ball first. So we'll see if they are going to air it out with quarterback Johnson and those receivers that you just spoke of.
Well, they got this place rocking, Jeff, that's for sure.
And there comes the Seminole horse. The players can't be far behind. All seniors now with the lighted spear. We'll deposit those out at center field. 8 seniors. Looks like 7 seniors plus Coach Calder. Seminoles dressed in red jerseys with black numbers and a gold outline, black pants and black helmets. The Shadyside Tigers, when they take the field, will be in all white with orange trim, white pants, white jerseys, and white helmets. Had a source tell me that they are debuting white helmets tonight for the first time ever.
It's hard to believe that a high school can have 2 sets of helmets, but the Tigers are showing off their new ones tonight. Kind of like their look with that all white.
They now remove the lighted spears from the center of the field. Say the Seminoles will kick off, waiting for the arrival of the Shadyside Tigers. As they now take the field on the far side. Looking real quick at then the defensive setup of the Seminoles when they take the field defensively. One defensive end will be Lucas Stiver. The other defensive end, Corbin Farnsworth. The 2 tackles will be Drew Londefelt and Ashton Lambatis. Middle linebacker Carter Fry, a freshman. Outside linebacker freshman Jet Kaiser and senior A.J. Rudder. And the secondary will be Braden Stimpert, Gabe Eng, Max Dimchek, and Cooper Howe. I think it's about time.
It is. That's quite a production there pregame, Jeffrey.
Back in the day when you used to have the extra big crowds, and most high schools now have much smaller crowds because much smaller rosters, smaller members of a small amount of people in the band and everything. That's a lot of parents and grandparents that aren't attending games.
You remember back in the day when Bellsville and Woodsfield was always the game 10. This place was you couldn't get in to see.
Senior Wyatt Cohen will tee it up for the Seminoles, and we're just moments away from getting this one started. Michael Hendershot, one of the deep men for the Tigers. Along with, I think, Brandon O'Grady, I believe, is the other deep man. And the kick, and we're underway. High kick. This will be Hendershot at about the 10-yard line. He's across the 20, 25. He'll meet resistance and be dropped just across the 25-yard line. And that's where Shadyside will start their first possession. And there is a flag
already.
Out on the far side of the field in front of the Shadyside Tiger bench. And there's a holding call against the Tigers on the return. So the Tigers will not start this possession from about their own 27. They'll back it up probably 10 yards. Probably, we'll see where they put it down for sure, about the 17-yard line. It appears 18. We'll call it the 18. So not a good start for the Tigers. You'd like to have better field position than that on your initial possession. Wide receiver, wide right, wide left. 2 running backs with Johnson in the backfield. Motion, Johnson takes a snap right up the middle. Nowhere to go. Dropped immediately. Looks like Rudder. Londefelt on the tackle. Pickup of a yard.
Bring up a 2nd and 9.
This is going to be kind of difficult. It's probably a good thing you brought those glasses because both teams kind of difficult to see numbers right now.
As long as I remember the binoculars, I'm in good shape. 2nd down, 9, Tigers. Again, Johnson takes a snap, rolling left. Now he's going to run. He's got some running room over here to the left side.
All kind of room.
He's going to get near the 30-yard line where he'll be brought down. But he's going to have a first down. Jet Kaiser on the tackle. That will be a Bicon Services first down.
Brought down by Jet Kaiser.
Put the ball out about the 29-yard line.
Well, I don't know what happened to the contain out here on the right side of the Monroe Central defense, but it was wide open once Johnson turned the corner.
And once he got outside the end, you could see green grass in front of him, and he's a good athlete.
He can run.
So first down, Shadyside. Again, Johnson takes a snap, wants to throw under some pressure, and he's going to be sacked and brought down. Corbin Farnsworth will get credit for that sack as he throws Johnson to the ground for a loss. That's back inside the 20. It looks like about the 19-yard line. That's going to lose the 10 that Johnson picked up on the previous play.
Pretty much back where they started from.
But a big loss there, and a good job from the defensive end position there by Farnsworth. And if the team's going to throw the ball, the best pass defense is a good pass rush.
Exactly.
2nd and 20 now. Tigers back at their own 19-yard line. And Johnson takes a snap, wants to throw. Swings it out, complete out in the flat, but short gain. That's brought down immediately.
That's Ace Nelson on the reception.
Yeah, Nelson. Short gain out to the 21, maybe just only a couple yards.
Up a couple in the plays, brought down by Drew Londefeld.
Drew Londefeld on the tackle for the Seminoles.
Bring up a 3rd and 18 for Shadyside.
I'm hoping they've got better eyes over there on the PA to identify some of those people and help us out. 3rd and long, Johnson throw. He's going to air it out. I'm going to try to throw deep downfield. Incomplete. The ball's a little bit behind the receiver.
Johnson's pass intended for number 5.
Intended for O'Grady, but the ball was behind him and out of bounds. Incomplete. And that will bring up a punt situation here for the Tigers.
Tucker Howe with pretty good coverage that time for the Seminoles.
Kaiser and Demchak about the 50-yard line for the Seminoles. Looks like Johnson will be the punter. We mention all the time when the punter is the quarterback, that you have to be aware.
It can bring up some situations, where you got to be aware.
He gets this kick away, line drive, short. It's going to hit the ground about the 50 and roll. Seminoles will now back away from it and let it roll dead, but Monroe Central will get pretty good field position here on their initial offensive plays of the game. Looks like about the 43-yard line. Offensively for the Seminoles, they'll start on the line. Braden Baker at 1 tackle, Dalton Grubb at a guard. Center is Parker Seifert. Talon Stein, the left guard, and Ashton Lambatis. Tight end Corbin Farnsworth. Wide receivers Gabe Eng and Max Demchek. Lucas Stiver will get the start at fullback. A.J. Rudder at halfback, and Cooper Howell, the quarterback. Handoff straight ahead, running room. That is Rudder.
Nice pick up there on 1st down.
Out near the 50-yard line. That's going to be a good 7, maybe 8 yards.
2nd down and 2.
Jeff, just an early observation. Looks like that Monroe Central kind of has the advantage both offensively and defensively along the lines of scrimmage.
Howe will go under center. They'll give it to Rudder again. And forward for a couple of yards. He's going to be very close to a 1st down, maybe just short.
Brought down by number 14, Colt Cook. That'll bring up a 3rd and short for the Noles.
3rd down and about a yard. First 2 plays, it appears that maybe Monroe Central is going to establish the running game here early. But now Howell drops back into the shotgun with 2 receivers, or 2 running backs. Rudder comes in motion. It's a handoff. That's going to be a 1st down. That's Lucas Stiver, the fullback, and he's going to get a Bicon Services 1st down out to the 44-yard line. Pick up about 5. Send a man in motion, kind of draw the defense that way, and then give it a little counter back to the fullback, and Stiver getting positive yardage for the 1st down.
Wouldn't be surprised here if they're not setting this up for possible play action.
Again, 2 running backs in the backfield with Howe and shotgun. He'll hand the ball off again to Rudder. He'll surge forward across the 40 down near the 35-yard line. Put him at the 36. That's a pickup of near about 8 yards.
2nd down and 3 from the 38.
Kaiser replaces Demchek in the Seminole backfield.
And of course, now from the 36-yard line, if you do not make it on this down, it's 4 down territory, I think, without question. There's the fake. Howe has it going down the middle of the field, going deep now in the corner. That's a touchdown. and that is Max Dimchek. 36 yards and a TD. Howe to Dimchek. Dimchek just ran a streak down the left sideline.
He just outran the defender. The defender didn't have his chance. Nice ball thrown that time by Howe.
That covered 36 yards, and that is a Kemp Insurance Agency touchdown. Dimchek will now hold the extra point. Carter Fry will snap, and Wyatt Cohen will attempt the point. Snaps good, kicks up, looks good, is good. So it's 6 minutes, 49 seconds remaining, period number 1. That's Monroe Central 7, Shadyside nothing. Back in a moment.
Planning a project in Noble, Guernsey, or Monroe County and surrounding areas? Look no further than Caldwell Ready Mix Concrete. From pre-mixed concrete to high-strength and decorative options, they've got you covered. Need sand or gravel? They've got that too. With over 55 years of experience, their family-owned business offers competitive prices and free estimates for all your construction needs. Contact Caldwell Ready Mix Concrete today for quality materials that stand the test of time. Trust the experts for your next project.
High school football
From AVC Sports on WBNV, Barnesville, Woodsfield.
93 BNV.
Back here at Monroe Memorial Park, 58 yards, 5 plays for the Seminoles to get that opening score. Max Dimchek, a 36-yard reception from Cooper Howe, and Wyatt Cohen's extra point puts the Seminoles up 7-0. And now a Valentine Insurance kickoff by Wyatt Cohen. Hendershot and O'Grady deep for the Tigers. Shadyside playing 7 people up at the 50-yard line. I don't know if we're looking for a squib or what. This will be a line drive, and Hendershot takes it about the 12, trying to get outside to the right, and he'll meet some resistance over there near the 30-yard line, and that's where the Tigers will start their second possession.
Brought down by Lucas Cyber.
That's about where they thought they were going to start their first possession until they called for a holding.
And they put the ball down, nose just at the 30-yard line.
So the Tigers with their second crack on offense here tonight. Not much success with their first drive. Did pick up 1 first down.
Receiver wide left is Bryce Sloan. Handoff inside. Now they're bouncing outside. That's Nelson, and he'll be pulled down in the backfield, and he'll lose yardage.
That guy's Farnsworth, wasn't it? Yeah, Corbin Farnsworth with the tackle.
That's a 5-yard loss. I mentioned the wide receiver there, Bryce Sloan for the Tigers. Sloan's a familiar name here around Woodsfield.
That's Woodsfield connection.
His dad originally from Woodsfield, and the Sloan family. So 2nd down and 15, Tigers. Johnson wants to throw, gets the quick out. Ball's a little underthrown and hit incomplete.
I think that was tipped originally there at the line of scrimmage by Farnsworth.
But that is an incomplete pass to bring up 3rd and 15. And there's been times this year where the Tigers have really struggled to score points, and that's something, and that's going to happen when you have really, really young players at key positions.
Exactly. Coming in tonight, I think I had them for only about 12 points per game.
I think they were shut out here back-to-back weeks here at one point in the season. I think they were shut out by River and by Caldwell, maybe?
It was, yeah. Back-to-back, well, you're right. Yeah, they've only scored 110 points on the season.
Snap to Johnson. Wants to throw, gets across the middle. Incomplete. That ball's knocked down. That's Carter Fry, I believe, the defender. Colton Wallace was the intended receiver, and the Tigers will now go 3 plays and out, and a negative 5 yards on that possession, and Monroe Central will get pretty good field position once again.
Boy, Jeff, that's a nice play by the inside linebacker Fry, and again, for those listening, that young man's just a freshman. Played that like a veteran that time.
probably getting a little more opportunity here the last half of the year because of an injury to Owen Howard, who was one of the top linebackers of the Seminoles, but a young man taking advantage of the time and making a good play there. Again, a bunch, 4 receivers go out to the wide. Now they shift a little bit closer for the Tigers, and now we're going to get a flag down, and that's going to be a delay of game penalty. And the play clock ran to 0. So Tigers doing all that shifting around. I'm not sure on 3rd and 15 who they were trying to fool.
I don't know either. I can't think anybody in this stadium thought that they were going to go for it right there. They give you that funky lineup right there, though. They make you adjust to it. They put four guys out wide right.
Not sure I've ever seen that.
That's a new one.
But, they did shift, but a little bit too much movement around, and the play clock ran. And the play clock now is they just break the huddles inside 10.
Now they're going to line up.
Play clock now at 3. And they do get the snap off. Johnson kick it. She shanks it to the side. This is going to come toward the Monroe Central bench and out of bounds. That hit out of bounds right about the 45. They walk back now to about the 44-yard line. And Shadyside territory, so that's where the Seminoles will get, fairly short field. That's only about a 24-yard punt by the Tigers.
Went off the side of Johnson's foot. Kind of rushed it a little bit and really didn't have to. Not a whole lot of pressure on him that time for the kick.
Monroe Central leading 7-0. 5:46 remaining in the first period. And that possession, the Tigers taking just 1 minute off the clock with a couple of incomplete passes and then also a penalty. Again, Howe will go under center. Backs in the eye. Rudder straight ahead. He'll get about 2 or 3 yards. He'll be brought down by the Tigers. Trent Wakelich on that tackle, along with Zach Breeden. Pick up of about a yard. Seminoles were all ground the first possession until the big play for touchdown went for 36 yards. Their only pass thus far of the night. Howe in the shotgun. He now will run the ball himself. Gets across the 40 and be brought down just across the 40, about the 38 on the keeper. That was a quarterback run all the way.
Brought down by number 14, Colt Cook.
That will bring up third and about 5.
And as you said before, I'm sure in this position right here that this is 4-down territory for the Seminoles.
We get an official timeout. There's a Shadyside player going off the field. May have either he takes his helmet off on the far side. I think that might be an equipment issue.
Yeah, that was Michael Hendershot that came out of the game. One of their top defensive backs.
On 3rd and 5. 2 receivers go wide left. Demchak, the sole flanker, here to the right. Man in motion. Fake the handoff. Howe will keep it right up the middle. He has plenty of running room. Breaks a tackle. He's to the 20. Across the 15-yard line. Cooper Howe will be brought down, but not before he gets a Bicon Services first down.
Brought down by number 3, Bryce Slade. And number 53, Anthony.
That's about a
25-yard gain.
We'll call it that. And that is first down from the 14-yard line. We still have 4 minutes remaining here in period number 1. Seminoles leading 7-0. Maybe at the quarter break here, we'll try to get some scores from some rivalry games going on around the area. Sweep to Rudder, trying to get outside, and he'll got his feet tangled up with a couple of players out there and goes to the ground, but Rudder still will get close to 5 yards. They'll put him down about the 9-yard line.
Well, I thought from up here when he first turned the corner, I thought that was 6 more for the Seminoles, but he kind of got his feet tangled up a little bit.
2nd down and 5. We're a long way off. Better pull the glasses out here, Mike.
Good move, especially with those dark numbers on those Deep red shirts, hard to see them.
Handoff, this is Rutter trying to bounce to the outside. He's down near the 5-yard line. I think he's going to be just short of the first down. I'm going to put him down closer to the 6-yard line. So that would be 3rd and about 2.
We're down to 2:45 to go here in the first quarter with the Seminoles on top of the Tigers, 7-0.
And this possession also is a trip into the red zone by the Seminoles, the J&M Electric red zone.
A little wishbone action in the backfield right here.
Handoff, that's Rutter. He's in the end zone, touchdown. That's a 6-yard touchdown run by the senior A.J. Rutter. And the Seminoles have scored on both their first 2 possessions. That was a 6-play, 44-yard drive. Wyatt Cohen on for the extra point attempt. Kick is up and right down the middle. And that was a Kemp Insurance Agency touchdown by A.J. Rutter. And Cohen's kick makes the score. Seminoles 14, Shadyside nothing. 2:26 remaining, opening quarter.
At Doan Ford, your family means the world to us. Our parts and service department work to make sure your family arrives at their destination safely. Our collision department takes pride in getting your family back on the road. Whether you're taking a trip, going grocery shopping, or taking the kids to school, choose Doan Ford. We will be happy to help you. Stop in and see us today for all of your parts and service or collision needs.
High school football
From AVC Sports.
on WBNV, Barnesville, Woodsfield, 93 BNV.
Back here for a Valentine Insurance kickoff. The second of the, well, it'll be the third kickoff of the night because the Seminoles kicked off to start the game. We're 2:26 left here in the opening quarter, 14-0. Also looking at a couple of Surgeon Construction scoreboard updates. Barnesville has a 7-0 lead over Union Local. And Newcomerstown, 14-0 lead on Buckeye Trail. Also Fort Fry, 7-0 lead on Point Pleasant. High kick, this is Hendershot once again. That's down near the 6 or 7 yard line. Trying to get to the outside. Breaks away from some tackles. Hendershot with some running room across the 30. He'll be brought down about the 33-yard line.
Out to the 33-yard line.
For Ness, it looked like Michael Hendershot had some room over on that far sideline.
Made a nice little move over there, a little juke, and caused a couple guys to miss. I thought he was going to get his seam, but good pursuit there by the kickoff team of the Seminoles.
33-yard line will be where this possession will start. And that was a good kickoff there by Wyatt Cohen. That ball went inside the 10. That was about the 7-yard lines. And that's, that's pretty nice. Anytime you kick that ball inside the 10-yard line, most high school kickers, that's a pretty good job.
Is.
So Shadyside starting their third possession. Hendershot in motion. Hand off to to the back, and he's surrounded immediately. Colt Cook is the ball carrier. He was swallowed up by Ashton Lambatis in the backfield. Lambatis, a 6'3", 275-pound junior, and he was all over the ball carrier, and he'll get forward progress of about, that's a loss. That's about 4-yard loss. I had the wrong yard line there.
Colt Cook, a 155-pound sophomore with his first carry of the night.
And that 285 of Lambatis wrapped around him.
Yes.
He didn't go anywhere.
That was a mismatch.
Hendershot in motion once again. Johnson rolling to the left. Has some territory to run out here. Now tries to throw it back and complete on the sideline. And that is a catch. No, Hendershot made the catch, but they said he was out of bounds.
Michael Hendershot.
Really couldn't tell.
In high school, you have to get both feet in, and I think he was only able to get 1 foot down there.
We couldn't see real well inside, with the bench players in front of us, but the official looking right down the sideline said incomplete.
So Johnson so far in the first quarter here, just 1 out of 5 through the airways for 2 yards.
And this 3rd and 14. Johnson now will try to roll out. He has some pressure on him. He's running, finally heaves the ball down the sideline, and he just threw that one away, out of bounds, incomplete. And do we have there is a flag on the play.
Roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer call. Several Seminoles were pursuing the quarterback, and so he threw the ball just to get rid of it out of bounds, but a late hit on the far sideline, and that 15-yard step-off will result in a Bicon Services first down for the Shadyside Tigers. They move the ball now out to the 44-yard line.
That'll be a 15-yard penalty and automatic first down.
Second first down of the first quarter for the Tigers. Moves the ball out to the Tiger 44-yard line, 1st and 10.
2 receivers come to the left. Hendershot now will go in motion to the right. Johnson again under some pressure, rolling to the right. Heaves it downfield. He just threw that one. Tried to throw it away, but it's caught on the sideline, but intercepted, but is incomplete. As he was out of bounds.
I think that was Max Demchek with the catch, but
I think that's Stimpert. I think that's number 10. Well,
both of them were over there.
Regardless, the catch was out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
So that will go down as an incomplete pass.
Good play that time by Johnson, just throwing the ball away, because he was going to be sacked for about a 15-yard loss if he wouldn't have released that.
When he's dropped the pass, he's not had time to look for receivers. His quick out pass for Hendershot is high and off the hands of Hendershot, incomplete.
Tried to just run a real quick little bubble screen over there, but threw it too high.
And sometimes when you get hit a couple of times under pressure,
yes,
people coming at you, you'll unload that ball a little quick. And that may be the case there for young Jaden Johnson. I'll say 6'1", 175-pound junior.
He has been on the run all night long.
Nelson will be behind him. Hendershot in motion once again. Dropping throw, again some pressure, again more pressure, and there's another sack and a fumble, but he was down. And that's Farnsworth once again, I believe.
Yeah.
And the ball came loose, but the man was down, but Farnsworth was all over him. That's going to be a loss clear back to the 34-yard line, a 10-yard loss.
10 on the play, that'll bring up 4th down and 20.
And that will be 4th and about 20. Well, Johnson, he wanted to throw that down, but about the time he turned to look downfield, Farnsworth, and Farnsworth is coming from his left side over to the right side, and I think that's at least his second sack of the night.
He put a pretty good lick on Johnson that time.
And a 4th down, the snap to Johnson, and he's going to throw it on 4th down. He'll complete the pass, but it'll be a short gain on the far side.
The pass is complete to O'Grady.
O'Grady, and I believe that is Howe that made the hit on the far side, and then Seminoles will take over on downs. Well, I'll tell you, a fake on 4th and 20, I think you need to throw the ball a little farther downfield.
Exactly, from your own 35-yard line.
Yeah, because the play is going to gain about 3 yards, 3 or 4.
I'm like you. I guess I understand. You have nothing to lose right here because there's no playoff in the win for either team.
I said earlier, the quarterback, that's kind of when the quarterback punts, that can happen, but I just really didn't expect it there. Kaiser has the ball, and I think that might have been a little shovel pass.
Yes, it was.
So that will go down as a completed pass, and that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter. Kaiser is about to go back to the line, about a yard pickup. So we've reached the end of one quarter of play. Monroe Central 14 and Shadyside 0.
School's back. For some, things may feel overwhelming. Allwell is here to help you find a healthy balance. Our behavioral health services can keep your mind on track, while our primary care services can keep your body healthy. Our mission is to help people feel better, think more clearly, make good decisions, and have healthy relationships. We have offices in Zanesville, Coshocton, New Lexington, McConnellsville, Caldwell, and now on Wheeling Avenue in Cambridge. Visit us at allwell.org. Be well, stay well, all well.
Looking for fall fun? Come out to the Other Farm, just outside of Woodsfield. This weekend only, from noon to 5, enjoy a corn maze, games, rides, and awesome photo ops, all included with admission. Find us on Facebook at The Other Farm LLC for info about our flashlight night on October 26th and Haunted Maze events. Then, get ready for Fear on the Other Farm, featuring the Field of Screams and Haunted Corn Maze, Saturday, November 1st from 7 until 9 p.m. Don't miss out. Fall fun is waiting at the Other Farm.
High school football
From AVC Sports.
on WBNV, Barnesville, Woodsfield, 93 BNV.
5-0-7.
Ready to get underway here, period number 2. On the last play of the quarter there, Shadyside had a player injured on the play. He is able to get up and comes off the field under his own power. That's Ace Nelson, one of their running backs.
Is Jesse Howard.
And linebacker on their defense. So now the Seminoles are at the 37-yard line in Shadyside territory. Second down and about 9.
Jeff, the Seminoles looking to put this game away early here, especially with no more success than what Shadyside's had moving the foot. Oh, my goodness, here we go.
You want to explain that one?
No,
Shadyside's going to call a timeout. I believe back in the day, they used to call that the polecat. And that puts all the linemen out to the right with just the center and the quarterback. And Shadyside obviously was not prepared for that, and they will spend a timeout on that. Okay, let's keep it right here and use this opportunity then to once again thank our sponsors tonight of Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Abel's Electric Heating and AC, Allwell Behavioral Health Services, Dutro Ford Lincoln Nissan, Caldwell Ready Mix Company, Doane Ford, Village Hardware and Rental, West 40 Auto Sales, Bicon Services, and the Other Farm LLC. That brings up something I thought of here earlier. You know, all year maybe you've been working on a few trick plays or little special situations you haven't used yet. This is week 10.
Yeah.
This is your last opportunity.
And they're going to stay with the play.
Yep, they're going to keep it lined up. And direct snap back to Howe. He's got a lot of pressure. He's just going to air it out. He's going to throw it deep. And there's a penalty flag there. 2 penalty flags. And that's going to be a pass interference. Farnsworth was down there, and he was interfered with. And that's going to be a 15-yard step off against the Tigers. So you bring it back to the line of scrimmage in high school ball. That is a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage.
You know, Jeff Farnsworth lined up just to the right of the center. Of course, he was a yard back, so he would be in the backfield. So actually made him an eligible receiver. And that was just kind of the throw the Tigers off. And they actually had decent coverage back there. They weren't completely fooled. But and the ball hung up a long time to allow those defenders to get to him.
And one version of that, and again, I did not see who snapped the ball, but the center, I believe, is an eligible receiver as long as he has on a receivers or backs number.
That is correct.
But that will be a Bicon Services first down on the 15-yard penalty for pass interference against the Tigers. Again, Kaiser and Rudder in the backfield. They'll counter move here to A.J. Rudder, trying to get to the outside. Breaks a tackle. Still on his feet on the far side. He's going to be inside the 20. He's down near the 15-yard line.
Boy, nice effort that time by Rudder. Broke 2 or 3 tackles. Looks like he's going to get tackled right around the line of scrimmage. 7-yard pickup on first down. Coaches like that.
Well, there's so many things you can do on 2nd and 3, and especially at the 15-yard line, you can take a couple of shots to the end zone and still have an opportunity to pick up your first down.
I've got Rudder so far tonight, 8 carries for 39 yards for the Seminoles.
That's Rudder once again. He's going to break some tackles, get down inside the 5. He'll be in the end zone. That is a Kemp Insurance Agency touchdown for A.J. Rudder. 15 yards. Rudder's second touchdown of the night. That play starting at the 15-yard line. That was in the J&M Electric red zone. But the Kemp Insurance Agency touchdown for Rudder. And Wyatt Cohen will attempt his third extra point of the night. That coming at 10:59 left before halftime. And the kick is right down the middle. So it's 10:59 remaining in quarter number 2. Monroe Central 21, Shadyside 0.
For 129 years, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance has proudly provided coverage for homes, farms, and families across Ohio. Our commitment to reliable, affordable insurance is something you can count on. Agents who write for us can be found at patronsbuckeye.com. Whether you're protecting your home, your land, or your legacy, we offer personalized service and true hometown care. Trust a neighbor. Trust experience. Trust Patrons Buckeye Mutual. Visit us at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell or find us on Facebook. Coverage that cares. Close to home.
High school football
From AVC Sports.
on WBNV, Barnesville, Woodsfield, 93 BNV.
We're back here at Monroe Memorial Park and Woodsfield at the Coach Chuck Briggs press box. And back in the day, you're a little familiar with Coach Briggs.
He was one of my high school coaches, yeah.
Longtime assistant of Coach Circosta here at Woodsfield and Monroe Central.
The Bear.
Unfortunately, Coach Briggs passed away a few years ago, but he was a valued member of the coaching staff at Woodsfield and Monroe Central. Valentine Insurance kickoff, Wyatt Cohen. And again, that's a line drive kick taken by Hendershot back about the 10-yard line. He got across the 20, trying to get to the far side, but he'll be pulled down. And
Brought down by
Braden Stempert will make that tackle at about the 23-yard line.
About to the 23.
Well, one thing you can say, Shadyside has not had very good field position to start any possession thus far.
They have not. 30-yard line has been their best starting position. And Jeff,
and only a couple first downs.
Yeah, an update from over at Union Local. The Shamrocks now lead the Jets 20-0 in the second quarter. Thought maybe that might be a little closer game than that.
Which last week Union Local was in a tight game with Blair, and then all of a sudden it wasn't tight anymore. Johnson takes a snap, rolling right. He's pressured once again. Tries to get the ball there to Hendershot. He makes the catch, sliding to the ground about the 28-yard line. Pickup of about 5 yards.
About 29-yard line.
Make it the 29-yard line. Pickup of maybe, we'll give him 6. And I believe that is Shadyside's second completion.
Third completion. I've gone for 3, yeah.
Yes, there's 3. I forgot about the catch on the fake punt. Second down, 4. Handoff, that's Nelson. He's corralled in the backfield. Nowhere to go.
That's Farnsworth again, I think, with that tackle. He's been a beast on defense tonight.
Well, that's another, for a loss. That's at least 3 tackles I know he's made for a loss. 2 sacks, and that play there back at the 25-yard line, a loss of close to 4.
It's good to see Nelson back in a game for the Tigers. He was the one that was shaken up there a little bit on their previous offensive possession.
It's 3rd and 8. Johnson wants to throw, rolling to the left. Again, getting some pressure. Rolling. He's going to go out of bounds on the far sideline. Lucas Stiver was the one after him, and there's going to be another loss back at about the 23 3-yard line.
Like a loss of a couple on the play there.
I think you give Stiver credit for a loss or for a sack on that. They'll put him down closer to the 21-yard line. Loss of about 4.
Boy, Jeff, bad news for the Tigers. They've had 3 young men carry the ball tonight, and all of them have minus yardage right now for the game.
Every time they gain some yardage, they lose some yardage. And Shadyside just had a couple players run out on the field, but nobody ran off. So a punting situation, so they will spend a timeout. And with 9:31 left in the second quarter, 21-0 Monroe Central. Let's go ahead and take a short timeout with them.
Doan Ford is your destination for the ultimate Ford experience. Discover the thrill of the open road in a brand new Ford vehicle. Experience cutting-edge technology and safety features designed with you in mind. Whether it's the versatile Ford Escape SUV, the powerful Ford F-150, or the stylish Ford Bronco, you'll drive away with confidence, knowing you've made the right choice. Quality, service, and trust. That's the Doan Ford experience.
High school football
From AVC Sports.
on WBNV, Barnesville, Woodsfield, 93 BNV.
Shadyside timeout. They now again have those 4 players split out to the right, and now they shift back into normal alignment to the line of scrimmage. Johnson will punt on 4th down, and he's not going to punt. He's going to starts the run and passes at the far side, but that is completed, but there's going to be no gain on the play.
A.J. Rudder was not fooled at all out there.
Nelson made the catch for a completed pass, but it's going to lose a yard. And Monroe Central, for the second time, will stop a faked punt on 4th down and will take over this time at the Shadyside 20-yard line. Monroe Central started their first possession on their own 42, but 3 straight possessions since then have all started from Shadyside territory. Sweep, Rudder. Left side, running room, all the way, corner of the end zone, touchdown, A.J. Rudder. A Kemp Insurance Agency touchdown, covering 20 yards. And that is A.J. Rudder's 3rd touchdown of the game. And that Kemp Insurance Agency touchdown extends the Monroe Central lead to 27-0. Extra point upcoming. 1 play to go 20 yards.
Mr. Rudder is willing to close out his Seminole football career with a bang here tonight.
And the kick is down and is good. It's also movement on the defensive front there, but obviously we're not in the neutral zone. So Cohen's kick is good. He's now 4 for 4 on the night. So 9:16 left before halftime. Monroe Central 28, Shadyside 0.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
High school football
From AVC Sports.
on WBNV, Barnesville, Woodsfield, 93 BNV.
They were back quickly from the break after the touchdown, but Wyatt Cohen's kickoff hits about inside the 10 and rolls into the end zone, and that is an automatic touchback, and Shadyside will start at their own 20-yard line after that Valentine Insurance kickoff by Wyatt Cohen. And in high school ball, you cannot run the ball out of the end zone once it goes into the end zone. So Shadyside looking for some yardage. A pair of running backs in the backfield now with the quarterback, Jaden Johnson. And the low snap is fumbled. Johnson picks it up about the 10, and he'll just fall on it. And he was about to be buried. Londa Felt and others were there to ready to fall on him. He's back inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line. And Shadyside just really can't have nothing goes right for them. If they do have a positive play, they follow it up with 2 or 3 negative plays. We're at 28-0 Monroe Central. We still have over 8 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the first half. Second down and about 22. Johnson takes the snap, wants to roll right, throws it deep downfield, and that ball's well overthrown and out of bounds. One of the bench players made the catch over there, but
Jeff right now, he's just dropping back and throwing as far as he can. That pass had no chance at all being completed, but you can't blame him.
Well,
he has no time at all.
He's been under some tremendous pressure, and at times he has, taken a couple big hits for sacks, and then a couple other times, he just had to unload it to prevent a sack. So now third down and long, about 22 yards to go. There's a quick out, and the ball's intended for Hendershot. I think Gabe Eng was the defensive back there, I believe. That's an incomplete pass.
Eng almost had a pick 6 right there.
And from the 9-yard line.
Interesting score from over in Noble County, the Noble County Super Bowl. The Caldwell Redskins with an early 6-0 lead over the Zeps.
And that is a Surgent Construction scoreboard update. Now, last 2 times Shadyside has punted, they have thrown passes. They do kick this one, and it goes almost straight up in the air. It's going to hit about the 30-yard line and go nowhere, and Shadyside will down it. And Monroe Central will once again get some excellent field position. Colt Cook downs the ball there about the 32-yard line.
32-yard line. Seminoles will take over 1st and 10.
Well, the entire first half has taken place on the Shadyside defense's end of the field. And it's, again, excellent field position. I believe this is the 4th straight possession Monroe Central has started inside Shadyside territory. They'll send 2 receivers wide to the left, 1 to the right. Send a man in motion. Little pop pass there to Kaiser, who then pitches the ball. And that's going to be a big play, but we're going to see a flag come down. Ends up A.J. Rudder. The carry, that's kind of an interesting play. Little forward pass there to Kaiser, but he was still behind the line of scrimmage, so he can lateral the ball back to Rudder. But all that's going to go for naught, as the Monroe Central is going to be penalized. Most likely that is a holding call.
Coach Calder pulling out all the stops tonight. Of course, like you said, there's no playoff game next week, so if you got to play and you've been practicing all year, you better run it tonight, or you got to wait another year to do it.
So we bring it back to 10 yards from the line of scrimmage, so that takes the ball back to the 42-yard line.
Second penalty for 25 yards tonight against the Seminoles.
So now at 1st down and 20. Eng goes wide right. Dimchak to the left. Howe under center. Play fake. He's under some pressure. Now he's going to throw one downfield. It's going to be caught downfield about the 20-yard line. Out of bounds on the far side, but that is a completion. And looks like Farnsworth, I believe, is the receiver. Yes, it is. Corbin Farnsworth. That is going to be a Bicon Services 1st down and a trip into the J&M Electric red zone. Down near the 15-yard line. And we've got a whistle. I think we have a Shadyside player shaken up on the side, has made his way to the sideline to put the ball down at the 15. That's, what'd you give him, Mike? About 27 yards,
I
maybe?
gave him 25 yards.
25 yards down to the 15-yard line.
I tell you what, Cooper Howe made that throw look easy, but that was a heck of a throw. He was, Farnsworth was well defended down there, and he just dropped the ball right over top of the defender, right in the hands of Farnsworth.
And it always helps when that receiver downfield you're throwing to, 6'3".
6'3", right. And on top of that, he made the throw on the run.
So now first down for the Seminoles at the 15-yard line. Give the ball to Stiver. Fullback, he's forward for about 5 or so, maybe a few more than that. Put him down around the 10, so give Lucas Stiver 5 yards.
Brought down by Aiden Allensworth.
Monroe Central leading this game 28-0. 7 minutes left before the first half. Trying to put another score on the board that would put us in position to have a running clock in the second half if the Seminoles are able to maintain a lead of more than 30 points. Howe will go back under center. Gives a pitch to Demchak on an end around. There's nobody in white shirts over here. Max Demchak's going to glide into the end zone, but there is a flag down. So we'll hold on before we put that one on the board. And this is probably not going to count. And it is a call against Monroe Central.
They got him for a hold.
And we have a holding on the Seminoles.
That will take the ball now. That should be 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. Well, they're going to put it at the 10-yard line. I'm not sure. It may have been in the backfield. So we'll go back and should put the ball back at about the 20-yard line.
I think they're going to mark it there at the 18. No, they are going to put it right on the 20.
Second penalty of this possession on the Seminoles. That takes it back now. A second down and 15 from the 20-yard line. A little toss to Demchak coming on that end around. Then there was nobody from Shadyside on this side of the field. And Max had a pretty easy roll into the end zone, but it does not count as a Seminole was detected for holding. Tries it again to Demchak, who now, Demchak's going to throw the ball to the end zone, and that's complete, and that's a touchdown. And that is Gabe Ing. And that is a KIP Insurance Agency touchdown. From Demchak to Ing. Same play as before, and this time Demchak was throwing the ball.
You know, coaches like to have another play to go along with, and that was identical, like you said, to the play before, except this time Demchak pulled up and threw a nice ball downfield. I think Coach Sarkosta put that play in that time.
Wyatt Cohen's kick is once again right through, goes down over the hill toward the practice field. Cohen is now 5 for 5. So 6:02 left, period number 1. Monroe Central 35 and Shadyside nothing. Back with the kickoff.
Honestly, we've all been there. That place where it's past anxiety, past focus, where even reaching out to your closest friend feels too hard. I'm Crystal Reynolds with Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions. We understand how fast those feelings can take over, especially with the stress of work, family, and life. That's why we've opened a mental health urgent care clinic in Cambridge, Ohio, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. No appointment needed. Just walk in. Come in today. Feel better today. Call us, Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions, Mental Health Urgent Care.
High school football
From AVC Sports.
on WBNV, Barnesville, Woodsfield, 93 BNV.
Back here, 6:02 left before halftime. Monroe Central, other than a couple of penalties, haven't done much wrong here in this first half.
It's been all Seminoles from the opening kickoff. I said 6:02 to go. We still have half of the second quarter left, and the Seminoles already lead 35-0.
Despite a couple of penalties, that's a 32-yard drive and 3 plays. Valentine Insurance kickoff by Wyatt Cohen. It's a line drive. It's going to hit and bounce. Hendershot will take it about the own 12. Gets up at about the 30, but that's all the farther he's going to go. Jet Kaiser, one of the tacklers. And about the 32-yard line is where Shadyside will take over for this possession. Also giving credit to Kason Rice, sophomore, on the kickoff coverage. 35-0, Monroe Central now, 5:55 left before halftime. And Shadyside, some confusion coming in the first play. They're going to spend another timeout. And we'll take this timeout, maybe look at a couple scores there as you feverishly look through there and try to find a couple other updates for us. That will be a Surgent Construction scoreboard update. Last time we was together, we didn't have any scoreboard updates because neither one of us get cell service.
Barnesville still up on Union Local 20-0 in the second quarter. Newcomerstown now leading Buckeye Trail 34-0 second quarter. St. Clairsville with a 21-0 lead over Cambridge. Still in the first quarter. Fort Fry up over Point Pleasant 23-7. Caldwell still leading Shenandoah in the Battle of Noble County 6-0 in the second quarter. West Muskingum on top of Meadowbrook 14-0, also second quarter.
You mentioned that Fort Fry game. Yeah, I covered the game when Fort Fry's season opener at Barnesville. Didn't think Fort Fry looked very good at all. They've done nothing other than win every week since.
Well, that tells you how good Barnesville is.
So back off that timeout. Shadyside now, here's a handoff inside, but again, little to no running room. Londefeld, that's Drew Londefeld, and some others on the tackle there, no gain.
Jeff, one other score of interest locally, Frontier with a 20-6 lead over River in the second quarter.
I find that one a little bit interesting.
Yes.
But in high school football, you never know. Again, we had 3 backs along with the quarterback in the backfield, in a little unusual situation. This means Johnson's going to run the ball, but he's not going to go very far. He's going to go down. That's Londefeld once again. Drew Londefeld was all over him and made that play. That's 2 plays in a row for Drew Londefeld. Give Johnson a yard. Out to the 33-yard line. A little unusual formation there, but that'd give you three blocking backs that ideally would lead your quarterback on the run, but only resulted in a 1-yard gain for the Tigers.
I'll tell you what, they used to run a power I, but that's even a little different from what a power I formation
This time they shift that same formation to the left, and then Johnson will run it to the left side, and he's not even going to make it back to the line of scrimmage.
Johnson on the quarterback keeper.
Farnsworth.
Farnsworth. And Talon Stein.
Looks like Talon Stein also in on the play and defensively now. That's probably going to be a no gain or maybe a loss of a yard. This will bring up 4th down and about 9.5. We'll see what the Tigers will try to do. We've seen them run a couple of fake punts from deep in their own territory.
It'll be interesting, Jeff, because they brought 3 subs in off the bench. They all had either receiver or back numbers and took out 3 linemen. So I don't know if they're number-wise, if they are legal.
Johnson will kick this one away. This is his best kick of the night. Deep and taken by Demchak back about the 30-yard line, trying to get to the outside and trying to cut back now to the left. And he'll be finally pulled down across the 40. Brought down for the Brandon O'Grady on the tackle for the Tigers. And this is Monroe Central will now start this possession at their own 42-yard line.
Pretty good job there by Demchak. He kind of made something out of nothing. He made a couple nice little moves to pick up about 10 yards after the fielding the punt from Johnson.
And this equals Monroe Central's poorest starting position of the game. Their initial possession of the game was their own 42-yard line, and this one will start from their own 42. They have scored a touchdown on every possession thus far. toss. This is Stempert in the backfield. He's going to be downfield for a positive yardage across the 50 to the 45. That's Braden Stempert, the senior, gets a carry, and that will be a first down, a Bicon Services first down. Put this one now at the 43-yard line. So that's going to be about a 15-yard pickup by Stempert. When you get a big lead, as Monroe Central has, and it's senior night, you can do some things. You can give some seniors an opportunity that maybe haven't had a chance to do things earlier in the year. And that was the case there. Stempert, who usually is a starter on defense, gets in offensively and makes a carry.
Looked like he knew what to do with the football when he turned.
Oh, he ran hard. Handoff inside. That's Stiver, I believe. Yes, Lucas Stiver. He's going to be across the 40 to about the 36-yard line. He's going to get a good 5, maybe 6 yards. The 2:45 left here before halftime. Seminoles in no hurry, as they're back in the huddle now with less than 20 on the play clock. Monroe Central leading 35-0. Tight end Farnsworth will shift from the left to the right side. Howe under center. This is Stiver. He'll be hit just past the line of scrimmage, and a whole lot of white-shirted Tigers bring him down there at about the 35, maybe the 34. We'll have to wait for him to unpile, but
going to be just a little short of the first down marker.
Put the ball at the 35-yard line.
And as you said, the Seminoles are actually in no hurry at all right here.
Well, they have enough points. You're
comfortable. You're 35-0 lead, correct?
You're 35, and that will put us in a running clock in the second half, if it stays at 35. Howe under center. Hands the ball to Rudder. Or fakes it to Rudder. Now Howe keeps it to the outside. Nice play fake. Howe stumbles still on his feet on the far side. He'll be pulled down, but he's going to have inside the 15. That's a Bicon Services first down into the J&M Electric red zone down to about the 13-yard line. Nice play fake there by Howe.
He had everybody faked out. About a 21-yard gain for the junior quarterback.
Howe, who carried the ball a lot last week in the win over Cameron, and has only had a couple of carries here in this game, but he's not had to carry it. Toss. This is Stempert once again. Cuts inside the 10 to the 5. He's going to be down near the 3-yard line. That's going to be enough yardage, I think, for another first down. Braden Stempert. They stopped the clock there, so that tells me that is a first down. It's going to be first and goal.
Brought down by 8 Nelson on the play.
This is a case here where the Seminoles now down there close.
They maybe decide who they want to score.
Stiver or Stempert, the opportunity here to score this touchdown. They'll give it to Stempert.
And he's
touchdown. A Kemp Insurance Agency touchdown for Braden Stempert on that 3-yard run. That coming with 40 seconds left before halftime. That's Monroe Central's 4th touchdown here in the second quarter. They are a perfect 6 for 6. They have 6 possessions and 6 touchdowns in this game. We do have a flag on the play.
I think we had a little extracurricular activity after that play was over.
I looked away and was marking that down, so I did not see what happened there, but I see the flag down now and the officials are talking. It was well after the play's over, correct?
Yes.
So in that case, the touchdown will count. It's now 41-0. And the officials are getting together and deciding here what needs to be done. And we're not going to guess here. If it's after the play, Monroe Central then would have the option of taking the penalty if it is against Shadyside, or whoever is deciding. They can either take the penalty here on the extra point or they can take it on the kickoff. And we'll get the signal. It's a personal foul against Shadyside and a personal foul against Monroe Central. They'll offset the penalties. And since that was after the play,
After the touchdown, we had offsetting penalties.
I think that was the discussion there, see for sure if one side or the other needed to be penalized, and they offset that. And since it was after the play is over, the touchdown counts by Stempert.
That was probably just boys being boys in the end zone.
So now Wyatt Cohen will line up again for the extra point. Seminoles now will shift over into regular formation. And he'll run the fake, dim check, and he'll try to pitch it to the outside, and the ball is fumbled, and player knocked down there. As Wyatt Cohen tried to pick it up, it was knocked down. So the trial and the fake, again, I think that's an opportunity case there. You've probably been working on it all year, and that's the first time you had to run it, but it is no good. So at 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter, or in the first half, it's now 41-0 Monroe Central. We'll take a break and be right back.
Village Hardware and Rental in Barnesville. We've got everything you need for homeowner, contractor, and commercial jobs. From trusted Milwaukee tools and everyday hardware to pro-grade Valspar paint, trusted color you can count on. Plus, we offer paint mixing, key cutting, special orders, and commercial services too. And now, introducing our officially open firearms and ammo department. Fully stocked, trusted, and convenient. Whether you're working, improving, or protecting, Village Hardware and Rental is your one-stop shop. Drop by at 265 South Chestnut Street, Barnesville. Village Hardware and Rental. We make it easy to build the world around you.
High school football
From AVC Sports.
on WBNV, Barnesville, Woodsfield, 93 BNV.
We're back here at Monroe Memorial Park, where the Seminoles have just scored on their 6 for 6 on possessions of the night and lead 41-0 as we're 40 seconds left in the first half. Wyatt Cohen now will have a Valentine Insurance kickoff. And it's a high kick, but it's very short. This is going to hit about the 25-yard line, be taken by one of the Tigers trying to get to the outside. And we're going to get a flag down behind here. And again, I happen to see behind here that the play's going to end about the 25-yard line, but you had a Shadyside player and a Monroe Central player tangled up, and the official there threw the flag, and it might be a good thing we're near halftime.
Exactly, yes. Brandon O'Grady with the return there for Shadyside.
So we'll see what, and as I caught the tail end of that out of the corner of my eye, it almost looked like the Shadyside player almost looked like he took a kick at the Monroe Central player. Now, but I'm not sure how to see that. It is an unsportsmanlike conduct call against Shadyside. So call that whichever you want, and completely away from the play there, and you try to kick the other player, and that young man might be fortunate that he's going to be allowed to play in the second half.
Yes.
So that the play there by O'Grady on the return was up to about the 26-yard line, so that'll be half the distance back to the 13. And we're going to get a timeout here by Coach Calder at Monroe Central. Let's stay here since we're this close to halftime. And this may be a case now as a head coach. You want to remind your players, hey guys, let's not do anything stupid.
Let's be a class act, yeah.
Because even if you are, and this goes for Shadyside also. Now, and we hope it doesn't happen, but if a player gets ejected, even though this is the last game of the year, that will carry over to that individual's next sport.
Sports, yes.
If he is a basketball player or a wrestler, or if he's not,
a baseball
player,
track
or whatever.
Spring, yeah.
So and I think both coaches now, you definitely don't want that kind of behavior from your kids here at any time during the year, but especially Week 10. We'll see what the Tigers choose to do here, trailing 41-0. One would think they might just run one play here and go to halftime.
They're going to send 3 receivers out wide to the right with a single back. That's Colt Cook lined up as running back.
1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Johnson back, wants to throw, under pressure again, trying to roll to the left. He's going to throw it downfield, and it's going to be intercepted.
intercepted by number 7, Cooper Howell.
Cooper Howell with the interception.
That'll bring up a first down for the Seminoles.
And again, Jaden Johnson running for his life to the left side and trying to get it downfield. And Cooper Howell picks it off.
He actually hit Sloan that time in the hands with the ball, but unable to come with it, slipped through his hands, and heads-up play that time by Cooper Howell.
And we'll see now what Monroe Central will try to do here, and I think they're going to. And they're going
to victory for him.
Well, I would think you'll probably take a knee and go to halftime here with 24 seconds left.
That's a good move.
And Howell will take the snap and take the knee, and that will take us to halftime.
And that'll close out your first half.
So we've reached halftime here at Monroe Memorial Park. The score, Monroe Central 41 and Shadyside 0. We'll step aside for a few moments, add up some stats, and come back with those individual stats and maybe some scoring updates from some other games around. Again, we're at halftime. Monroe Central 41 and Shadyside 0.
High school football
From AVC Sports.
on WBNV.
From the Ohio News Network, this is the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Football. Named Best Sports Program in the Country by the National Association of State Radio Networks. Tonight in High School Football is presented by Beck's Hybrids. Now here's your host, Skip Mossick.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Tonight in High School Football's Halftime Report. While the subject of NIL in high school athletics has become front and center here in Ohio, there will be an upcoming emergency referendum vote next month for schools around the state. Tim Streed with the OHSAA will stop by to tell us about it next on the Ohio News Network.
Every day, farmers rise before the sun and put everything they have into a job so few can do. Their courage, resilience, and relentless work shape the legacies and future of our country. At Beck's, we're proud to stand alongside those who don't wait to see what the world will do. They act, they lead, they are the difference. Beck's honors your commitment to your land, family, and purpose. And while we can't predict what the future holds, there is one thing we can do to change it, and that's be the difference, right now, in every decision and every season.
Friday night, Under the Lights reminds us teamwork, dedication, and community start in our schools. I'm Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wenson, and on behalf of the OEA's 120,000 members, we are proud to sponsor tonight's game and even prouder to support our public schools. Whether it's touchdowns or textbooks, success starts with a strong foundation. From the classroom to the end zone, we believe in every student's potential because in Ohio, public education matters.
This is Tonight in High School Football on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Skip Mossick.
We are presented by Beck's Hybrids at Beck's. They are and will remain farmers at heart. And welcome back, everyone. Halftime of your game. We are joined for a few minutes this evening by Tim Streed, Director of Information Services with the Ohio High School Athletic Association. And, Tim, obviously a busy week or so with the lawsuit regarding NIL. The OHSAA kind of prepped their member schools that a proposal on NIL was coming. I know this lawsuit kind of sped things up a little bit. Let everybody know what's happening and I guess the timetable of what will transpire.
Sure. Hey, Skip, great to be with you again. And you're right. Boy, we had a week at the OHSAA, but you're correct. We had been preparing for this. We knew this would happen at some point in terms of being faced with an NIL lawsuit, and it came down the tracks this week. So, the thing I've tried to just let people know is that Ohio is one of only 6 states that has not already allowed NIL at the high school level. So the vast majority of states have already been allowing this for some time. So, we're kind of slow to be catching up. But certainly the lawsuit, as you said, is going to speed things up. We're hoping to get to the spring referendum voting period for our schools to vote on it. But because of the lawsuit, we are going to do an emergency vote of our member schools in mid-November where they will get to vote on the language of our proposal for what the NIL bylaw will look like. And it's a lot different than what we already see at the college level, but we're hoping to get some controls on it here at the high school level.
Well, Tim, take us through what will happen if the schools vote in favor of this, and I guess what's next if they don't.
Sure. If schools do vote in favor, and that would just take a majority vote of our schools, so even 51% would approve this proposal, it would become effective immediately, and it would allow a version of NIL at the high school level here in Ohio. There would be quite a few controls on it, and they would need to register any NIL agreement with the OHSA and their school. But the controls on it are really what are the meat and potatoes of the bylaw, because we don't want to see open recruiting. We don't want to see kids picking a school just for an NIL deal. That happens at the college level. The controls on this would really be fairly restrictive. There would be no collectives. There would be no boosters writing checks. It's really a one-to-one relationship with a potential commercial endorsing a product, endorsing a company, or making an appearance. It really would also be a very small number of student athletes is what we have found from other states. But our schools will vote on that. If they vote yes, that would become effective right away, and certainly then we would think that the lawsuit would then go away, because we would then have an NIL permission in place.
Well, Tim, take us through what happens if it's not approved. I mean, this was defeated pretty soundly a couple of years ago, last time it was voted on. What happens if the schools vote against it?
Right. If it does not pass, then certainly the lawsuit moves forward in Franklin County. And we have already seen how the courts rule on this. And, of course, they rule in favor of the student athlete every time. And we would all then, the OHSA and our member schools, we would all then be waiting to see what does the judge write in the decision. Are there any controls in place in that decision, or is it a simple, this is permitted, period, end of story? And if that's the case, then we really could be looking at a scenario where it is more like the college level than certainly what we want to see in Ohio. So we're encouraging our schools to vote yes for this proposal so that we have our control on it and it has their stamp of approval on it. Certainly, we came to this quicker than what we even thought we would, but certainly our schools are going to have their vote.
Tim Streed, Director of Information Services with the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Tim, thanks for hopping on, letting everybody know what's going on. I know on the field, everyone's going to be waiting to hear your final football playoff pairings from your office tomorrow night. Thanks again, Tim.
My pleasure, Skip.
And we'll be back on the Ohio News Network.
Bex recognizes this week's Player with Heart, Gordon Ayers from Otsego High School, for his commitment and passion on the field and within the farming community.
What I really like about playing high school sports is the competition. The competition is really fierce and it makes it way more fun. If it was too easy, I feel like there's no point because it's no fun at all. That's what really draws me into high school sports.
But Gordon's not just an athlete. He's involved in many things, like FFA.
I show a lot, and I think FFA is mainly about agriculture, future farmers of America. So it really draws me to that, and not to mention my mom's also the ag teacher, so.
And that family mindset carries over to agriculture.
It's kind of like a way of life. People live this way, like farmers, this is what they do for life. They do agriculture, like soil farming, raising, like ranching, raising animals, all that kind of stuff, welding. It's just a way of life. It means a lot to a lot of people.
At Bex, we are and will remain farmers at heart.
This is ONN.
Our thanks again to Tim Streed of the Ohio High School Athletic Association for joining us tonight. Enjoy the second half of your ball game. I'm Skip Mossick on the Ohio News Network.
This has been the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Football, presented by Bex Hybrids from the Ohio News Network.
Looking for an incredible deal on a new Ford, Lincoln, or Nissan? Come check out our vastly growing inventory selection and ask us about all the low APR options that are going on right now at Dutro Ford, Lincoln, Nissan.
If a new vehicle isn't in the budget, let us show you a pre-owned alternative that is sure to fit all your needs without breaking the bank. We know with the running from work to practice or games doesn't leave much time for car shopping, so view our full inventory online 24/7 at DutrosAuto.com.
Best of luck to all the coaches and players this year. Have a safe and successful season from all of us at Dutro Ford, Lincoln, Nissan.
It's that time of year again. Football season is upon us. Hey, Mark Kelly here with Bicon Services, wishing all our local teams a great and successful year. As your premier commercial building contractor, Bicon Services is ready to tackle everything from small facility renovations to large industrial expansions. We're here to handle all your commercial and industrial needs under one roof. So while you're out there scoring the winning touchdown, let us work on making your next commercial project a success. Bicon Services, building the future one project at a time.
At Abel's, we're proud that so many people trust our family with their family's home comfort. I'm Russ Abels. For new heating and cooling, you can trust us to save you money with our high-efficiency systems. We're trusted for electrical work, lighting, outlets, generators, complete home electrical service upgrades. We do it all. And you can trust us in an emergency. Whether it's heating, cooling, or electrical repairs, we promise to do the job right. It's what we do for family, and it's what everyone deserves. Trust Abels.
Planning a project in Noble, Guernsey, or Monroe County and surrounding areas? Look no further than Caldwell Ready Mix Concrete. From pre-mixed concrete to high-strength and decorative options, they've got you covered. Need sand or gravel? They've got that too. With over 55 years of experience, their family-owned business offers competitive prices and free estimates for all your construction needs. Contact Caldwell Ready Mix Concrete today for quality materials that stand the test of time. Trust the experts for your next project.
At Doan Ford, your family means the world to us. Our parts and service department work to make sure your family arrives at their destination safely. Our collision department takes pride in getting your family back on the road. Whether you're taking a trip, going grocery shopping, or taking the kids to school, choose Doan Ford. We will be happy to help you. Stop in and see us today for all of your parts and service or collision needs.
School's back. For some, things may feel overwhelming. Allwell is here to help you find a healthy balance. Our behavioral health services can keep your mind on track, while our primary care services can keep your body healthy. Our mission is to help people feel better, think more clearly, make good decisions, and have healthy relationships. We have offices in Zanesville, Coshocton, New Lexington, McConnellsville, Caldwell, and now on Wheeling Avenue in Cambridge. Visit us at allwell.org. Be well, stay well, all well.
Looking for fall fun? Come out to the Other Farm, just outside of Woodsfield. This weekend only, from noon to 5, enjoy a corn maze, games, rides, and awesome photo ops, all included with admission. Find us on Facebook at The Other Farm LLC for info about our flashlight night on October 26th and Haunted Maze events. Then, get ready for Fear on the Other Farm, featuring the Field of Screams and Haunted Corn Maze, Saturday, November 1st from 7 until 9 p.m. Don't miss out. Fall fun is waiting at the Other Farm.
For 129 years, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance has proudly provided coverage for homes, farms, and families across Ohio. Our commitment to reliable, affordable insurance is something you can count on. Agents who write for us can be found at patronsbuckeye.com. Whether you're protecting your home, your land, or your legacy, we offer personalized service and true hometown care. Trust a neighbor. Trust experience. Trust Patrons Buckeye Mutual. Visit us at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell or find us on Facebook. Coverage that cares. Close to home.
Doan Ford is your destination for the ultimate Ford experience. Discover the thrill of the open road in a brand new Ford vehicle. Experience cutting-edge technology and safety features designed with you in mind. Whether it's the versatile Ford Escape SUV, the powerful Ford F-150, or the stylish Ford Bronco, you'll drive away with confidence, knowing you've made the right choice. Quality, service, and trust. That's the Doan Ford experience.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Honestly, we've all been there. That place where it's past anxiety, past focus, where even reaching out to your closest friend feels too hard. I'm Crystal Reynolds with Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions. We understand how fast those feelings can take over, especially with the stress of work, family, and life. That's why we've opened a mental health urgent care clinic in Cambridge, Ohio, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. No appointment needed. Just walk in. Come in today. Feel better today. Call us, Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions, Mental Health Urgent Care.
At Village Hardware and Rental in Barnesville, we've got everything you need for homeowner, contractor, and commercial jobs. From trusted Milwaukee tools and everyday hardware to pro-grade Valspar paint, trusted color you can count on. Plus, we offer paint mixing, key cutting, special orders, and commercial services too. And now, introducing our officially open firearms and ammo department. Fully stocked, trusted, and convenient. Whether you're working, improving, or protecting, Village Hardware and Rental is your one-stop shop. Drop by at 265 South Chestnut Street, Barnesville. Village Hardware and Rental. We make it easy to build the world around you.
High school football from AVC Sports on WBNV, Barnesville, Woodsfield, 93.
It's that time of year again. Football season is upon us. Hey, Mark Kelly here with Bicon Services, wishing all our local teams a great and successful year. As your premier commercial building contractor, Bicon Services is ready to tackle everything from small facility renovations to large industrial expansions. We're here to handle all your commercial and industrial needs under one roof. So while you're out there scoring the winning touchdown, let us work on making your next commercial project a success. Bicon Services, building the future one project at a time.
High school football from AVC Sports on WBNV, Barnesville, Woodsfield, 93 BNV.
We're back here at Monroe Memorial Park in Woodsfield, where all Seminoles in the first half as they lead the Shadyside Tigers 41-0. And the Seminoles will get the ball to start the third quarter. And we will be under the Ohio High School Athletic Association mercy rule in the second half with a running clock. Looking at the scoring in the first half, Monroe Central scores on all 6 of their possessions in the first half, or their first 6 possessions. Technically, they didn't score on the last possession because it was a one-play kneel down, but Shadyside, after punting on their first possession, Monroe Central goes 5 plays to go 58 yards. A touchdown pass from Cooper Howe to Max Demchek covering 36 yards, and the Seminoles led 7-0. And before the end of the quarter, the Seminoles then completed a 6-play, 44-yard drive with a 6-yard TD run by A.J. Redder. And at the end of one period, Monroe Central led 14-0. Seminoles then scoring 4 times in the second quarter. A 3-play, 38-yard drive with A.J. Redder scoring on a 15-yard run. A 1-play, 20-yard drive with Redder scoring from 20 yards out. Then, with about 6 minutes left in the quarter, a 3-play, 32-yard drive on a pass, on an end-around pass from Max Demchek to Gabe Eng, covering 20 yards. And then Braden Stimpert scoring right before halftime on a 3-yard run to complete a 6-play, 58-yard drive. And Wyatt Cohen kicked the first 5 extra points. The Seminoles tried for a fake to run the 2-point conversion, which failed on their last touchdown. So 41-0 in favor of the Seminoles here at the half. Mike, you've got some individual stats.
And Jeff, as you just said, total domination in the first half by the Seminoles. The Tigers rushed the ball 12 times in the first half for negative 32 yards. Through the airways, the junior Jaden Johnson, 4 of 13, 8 yards and 1 interception. Total yards for the Tigers in the first half, just negative 24. They had 2 first downs and were penalized 4 times for 45 yards. The Seminoles, on the other hand, rushed the ball 20 times in the first half, 173 yards. A.J. Rudder, the leading ground gainer for the Seminoles, 10 carries, 74 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Cooper Howe, the quarterback, 3 carries, 52 yards. Through the airways, the junior Cooper Howe was 3 of 3, 62 yards, and a touchdown. Max Demchek also attempted 1 pass, completed it for 20 yards and a touchdown. Receiving wise, Gabe Eng He had 1 catch, 20 yards, and a touchdown. Max Demchek also 1 catch, 36 yards, and a touchdown. And Corbin Farnsworth with the other receiving catch for the Seminoles for 25 yards.
Thank you, Northwood Services.
So overall for the Seminoles, they had about 215 total yards compared to negative 24 for this. So total domination. So
and Monroe Central did not turn the ball over, and I believe Shadyside turned it over once.
The other thing is, like you mentioned, the Seminoles had the benefit of great starting field position too, because a couple attempted 4th down fake punts that were unsuccessful gave the Seminoles the ball inside the Tiger 45-yard line a couple times, and there was an interception that set up the Noles like at the Tiger 30-yard line, I believe, that just.
I think Monroe Central only started in their own end of the field twice. At least 4 times they started in Shadyside territory. We're expecting to run through the second half here rather quickly under the running clock rules that will be in effect, and take this one time here to thank our sponsors once again. Doan Ford, Village Hardware and Rental, West 40 Auto Sales, Bicon Services, The Other Farm LLC, Caldwell Ready Mix Company, Dutro Ford, Lincoln and Nissan, Allwell Behavioral Health Services, Abel's Electric Heating and AC, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, and Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions. Our YRPtv instant replays sponsored by High Street Seneca, score updates by Surgent Construction, all touchdowns Kemp Insurance Agency, Red Zone trips J&M Electric, first downs by Con Services, our kickoffs by Valentine Insurance, and our pregame national anthem was sponsored by Southeastern Ohio Credit Union. And we want to thank all those sponsors. And it'd be about time for the folks over at AVC to be lining up sponsors for the winter sports.
It won't be long. I think girls practice, was it officially allowed to begin today?
It was allowed to begin today.
And boys will be next Friday. So we'll be into the winter sports season here before you know it.
Weather-wise tonight kind of tells you that's coming, because we're here. We've both slipped on an extra layer here in this press box. This is definitely, though, for these two teams whose season will end tonight here, because neither Shadyside nor Monroe Central will be in the playoffs, have had just marvelous weather 10 weeks in a row.
Oh, it's been great. You could not ask for any better weather this fall.
Early in the year, pretty warm a few nights.
Yes, it was.
Very, very warm here. But here toward the end of the year, and tonight, it's cool, and the people sitting down in front of us here in the bleachers. But this is, for October 24th, this is about as good as you're going to get. And it's a really, really nice night for football. We're just a couple minutes away from the start of the third quarter here. Again, mention a couple scores on our Surgeon Construction scoreboard there. Caldwell at the half leading Shenandoah 13-0. 13-7. Yes, Caldwell 13, Shenandoah 7. Barnesville leading Union Local at the half 20-0. Frontier 20, River 6. New Cumberstown 42, Buckeye Trail 0. All those scores either at the half or very near halftime. West Muskingum leading Meadowbrook 14-7. Fort Fry 30 and Point Pleasant 7. And Martins Ferry leading Bel Air there near halftime. And Barnesville has now gone up on Union Local 27-0. And that Martins Ferry score was 18-6, leading over Bel Air. And some of our local people, particularly Union Local and Barnesville, could be affected. Word come out of Columbus today through the OHSAA that defending state champion Ironton at this moment has been declared ineligible and has been put out of the playoffs. Now, I'm sure some lawyers are working feverishly on that, so I'm sure we'll hear plenty about that, between now and the first of the week. But that could put Union Local and Barnesville into a situation, waiting for a court to decide where they won't know who they're going to play or where they're going to play until, maybe Monday or Tuesday.
And I would think, regardless of the outcome of that game, Jeff, I'm sure that both those teams will be able to get into the playoffs this year.
Yeah, Barnesville's already
Barnesville probably
they've already clinched.
Yeah.
One thing that could make a difference also, especially with Barnesville leading their game 27-0, it might be the difference between them playing next week or getting a first-round bye.
Yeah.
Because if you finish in the top 4 this year, you get a first-round bye.
Because I think Ironton in that region was one of the top 4 teams going into tonight.
They were going to be first or second. So a lot to be decided there. So we will now get our Valentine Insurance kickoff. We did not point this out on that, but our kickoffs are sponsored by Valentine Insurance. And on our officiating crew tonight, the center judge located behind the offensive line is John Valentine of Valentine Insurance.
Imagine that. John, of course, also an announcer for AVC Communication, does a lot of games with Bill Kafuri in Cambridge, but he's decided to put the stripes on tonight.
So the Tigers to kick off.
Back gate for the Seminoles, Rudder and Stimper.
And a short kick is going to hit about the 25. Stimper flips the ball to Rudder, and he'll be hit immediately and go down.
Stimper pitches the ball back to Rudder.
I guess number 52, Noah Koski on that tackle, yes.
A good open field tackle. Rudder will be put down at the 27-yard line.
See who they come out with here. If they stay with the starting offensive unit, yeah, it looks like they are, because I see Cooper Howe in the huddle, along with Max Demchek.
That's always a question there, but a lot of times you like to give those kids, another possession, especially when you're playing the last game of the year. But I would expect to see some subs in very shortly. Howe pitches the ball to Rudder. Has running room across the 40. 45 will be hauled down just shy of midfield. That pickup out to the 48-yard line. 20-yard pickup, 21-yard pickup there for Rudder. That's going to put him really close to 100 yards.
I've got him right now, 11 carries for 95 yards. Very unofficial, though.
And that could be a situation where now you try to get another carry or two for Rudder.
Get him his 100, yes.
Get him 100, his last game, the senior.
He's had a nice night, too. Along with those 95 yards, he's got 3 touchdowns.
Wishbone look in the backfield. Handoff, this is the fullback, Stiver. He has running room across the 40 into the 35-yard line. That is another Bicon Services first down. Put that down at the 35.
So 2 20-yard carries for the Seminoles to start the second half.
As they are now once again in Shadyside territory where they have been most of the night. That starting position at the 27-yard line was their poorest.
By far, yeah.
Poorest starting position of the night. Again, Wishbone look in the backfield, Howe under center. Gives it to Stiver. Short gain across the 35 near the 32 or 33-yard line. Nelson on the tackle for the Tigers. Give him a couple.
Bring up 2nd and 7.
Stiver, another one of the seniors playing their last game for the Seminoles here tonight.
And in this case, with the running clock, the 2 first downs that Monroe Central has gained, the clock continues to run, as otherwise it would stop while they move the chains. Again, this is Rudder, bounces to the outside. He's across the 25, across the 20, out of bounds on the far side. A.J. Rudder.
A.J. Rudder on the carry. It'll be enough for a Seminole first.
That's going to be down near the 15-yard line. Put him down just inside the 15.
And that does put him over 100 yards. 12 carries for 114 and 3 touchdowns tonight for another one of the seniors playing their last game here.
And he has been in the end zone 3 times.
3 times, yes.
Howell hand the ball to Stiver. Running room, still on his feet. He's down inside the 5 and touchdown. Lucas Stiver, 15-yard touchdown run. And again, there's a senior getting a touchdown. And Lucas Stiver's a young man that spent most of the year on the offensive line out of need. And now tonight has gone into the backfield and finds the end zone from 15 yards out. That is a Kemp Insurance Agency touchdown, and we were in the J&M Electric red zone. Wyatt Cohen is 5 for 5. Will attempt the point. And it is good. 7 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Period number 3. Seminoles increase their lead to 48-0. We'll be right back.
We're proud that so many people trust our family with their family's home comfort. I'm Russ Abels. For new heating and cooling, you can trust us to save you money with our high-efficiency systems. We're trusted for electrical work, lighting, outlets, generators, complete home electrical service upgrades. We do it all. And you can trust us in an emergency. Whether it's heating, cooling, or electrical repairs, we promise to do the job right. It's what we do for family, and it's what everyone deserves. Trust Abels.
High school football from AVC Sports on WBNV, Barnesville, Woodsfield, 93 BNV.
Back here and getting ready for another Valentine Insurance kickoff. Seminoles score on their initial possession of the third quarter. They go 73 yards in 5 plays and increase their lead to 48-0. Take away the kneel down at the end of the first half. Seminoles have scored on 7 of 7 possessions.
Brandon O'Grady and Michael Hendershot again back deep for the Tigers to return this kickoff from Cohen.
They've got a pretty good workout returning kicks.
Yes, they have
tonight. And Cohen approaches. There's the kick again. We'll go to Hendershot about the 12. He's out 20-25 near the 30 and be pulled down as he crosses the 35-yard line.
Noah Marshall on the play that time.
So put the ball down at about the 36-yard line. That's where Shadyside will start this possession. And they'll officially mark it at the 37.
Marshall, a 5'8", 150-pound sophomore, is officially in the books now, too, with that tackle on the kickoff return.
See a couple first liners in Farnsworth and Kaiser have checked out now on the sideline. First down, Shadyside, now at their own 37-yard line, and we're going to get a whistle. And I think we had Shadyside broke the huddle with too many men.
They did. Number 14, that was Colt Cook trying to get off the sideline, but
well, when you've got 6 officials there, it's a little hard to sneak to the sideline and have somebody not see you.
I think there's another official out there that you know kind of well, don't you?
Possibly. First and 15, Tigers. Johnson wants to throw. Now he's going to step up in the middle, going to try to run, has some positive yardage. He gets across the 35 where he'll be pulled down.
Johnson on the quarterback keeper, picked up 5 on the play.
I think that might be Talon Stein, a senior. Was there. Tigers will pick up 5 yards that they lost on the penalty. Back to the original line of scrimmage, the 37. Second down and 10. Pistol formation. Johnson drops to throw. Again, pressured. And so under pressure again, trying to roll to the right. He'll heave it downfield and incomplete.
Johnson pass ball is incomplete. Intended for Hendershot.
Hendershot was down in that neighborhood, but again, Johnson trying to throw the ball downfield, and he's on a dead run trying to stay away from pressure.
That was Cooper Howe and Gabe Ing back there in coverage for the Seminoles.
Clock continuing to move. We're already down to 4 minutes left in the third quarter. When you have the running clock, you can go to about one possession apiece in the quarter.
Each quarter, correct.
Johnson again takes the snap, wants to throw. Now he's going to roll to the left and throw deep downfield. And was it caught?
They're going to say a catch.
That's 21, I believe, on the catch. Be Colton Wallace. And that will be a Bicon Services first down, down to the 34-yard line. That by far is Shadyside's best play. And I think this is probably the first time they've been across the 50-yard line. They'll now snap this one from the Monroe Central 34-yard line. Again, Johnson to throw. Steps away from pressure. He's going to be hit and go to the ground. And the ball's going to be picked up. And the play's alive. This is going to be a Monroe Central touchdown. The ball was fumbled on the sack. And I'll try to tell you who. And I can't tell. Now, if we've got a replay there, can you check? You got the number? And we'll look at our YRPtv replay. We're going to try to see for sure who the man was that recovers that fumble. '71. That is Talon Stein. He goes about 50 yards. That's another senior. And that increases the lead to 54-0 as Wyatt Cohen will attempt the point. But again, pressure, and Johnson trying to get away from pressure, unable to do so. And this kick goes wide left.
Cohen's point after is no good.
So with 1:44 left in the third quarter, Monroe Central now leads 54-0. We'll be back with the remainder of the quarter after this.
Planning a project in Noble, Guernsey, or Monroe County and surrounding areas? Look no further than Caldwell Ready Mix Concrete. From pre-mixed concrete to high-strength and decorative options, they've got you covered. Need sand or gravel? They've got that too. With over 55 years of experience, their family-owned business offers competitive prices and free estimates for all your construction needs. Contact Caldwell Ready Mix Concrete today for quality materials that stand the test of time. Trust the experts for your next project.
High school football from AVC Sports on WBNV, Barnesville, Woodsfield, 93 BNV.
Junior high will be at home.
Back here with 1:44 left in the third quarter. Seminoles on the run of about 50 yards there by Talon Stein as he, called a scoop and score as he picked up the fumble and down the sidelines for the touchdown.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that was Lucas Stiver on the hit against Johnson that forced the fumble.
I have 6 different Seminoles have scored tonight. Valentine Insurance kickoff, it hits the Shadyside man, and now it's picked up by O'Grady across the 30 to the 35, running room across the 40 before he's pulled down the far side near the 45-yard line.
O'Grady returns the kick out to the 44-yard line.
And that's where the Tigers will start this possession. They put it down at the 45-yard line.
Bring up a first and 10 from the 45 to 10 side.
Well, Shadyside's shown they want to try to throw the ball at different times tonight, but when your quarterback doesn't have time to throw it, Jaden Johnson cannot be blamed for some of these tough throws.
Not, no.
Because he has had no chance to find receivers downfield. He looks to throw again here on first down. Steps up away from pressure. Now he wants to run. He has a running room on the far side across the 50. Spins across the 45 down near the 40-yard line. A Bicon Services first down, but we do have a flag on the play, and this is going to be a holding call, I believe, against the Tigers. And that will bring back, and that will, of course, negate the first down run by Johnson. And since the penalty occurred in the backfield, it will be 10 yards from the original spot. And as the clock continues to run, and is now expires at the end of the third quarter, Seminoles 54 and Monroe Central 0. Let me say that again. Seminoles 54, Shadyside Tigers 0. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after this.
At Doan Ford, your family means the world to us. Our parts and service department work to make sure your family arrives at their destination safely. Our collision department takes pride in getting your family back on the road. Whether you're taking a trip, going grocery shopping, or taking the kids to school, choose Doan Ford. We will be happy to help you. Stop in and see us today for all of your parts and service or collision needs.
School's back. For some, things may feel overwhelming. Allwell is here to help you find a healthy balance. Our behavioral health services can keep your mind on track, while our primary care services can keep your body healthy. Our mission is to help people feel better, think more clearly, make good decisions, and have healthy relationships. We have offices in Zanesville, Coshocton, New Lexington, McConnellsville, Caldwell, and now on Wheeling Avenue in Cambridge. Visit us at allwell.org. Be well, stay well, all well.
High school football from AVC Sports on WBNV, Barnesville, Woodsfield, 93 BNV.
We'll get underway here, fourth quarter. Monroe Central leading this by 54-0, and we check a couple of scores here on our on our Surgeon Construction scoreboard update, and Barnesville has now increased their lead in the second half over Union Local to 34-0, and I thought that would be a closer game. Johnson on a quick out here tried to hit Hendershot, and the ball's incomplete. Kaiser with the hit on Hendershot as the ball went incomplete. And now bring up second down and 20. Incomplete pass, clock continues to run. We see a lot of subs getting on the field for Monroe Central. Second down and 20. I think I heard him announce that there's going to be a JV game on Monday here. I didn't think about teams playing them after the last game. Johnson's pass is going to be complete for a short gain. That's going to be O'Grady on the catch. About the 42-yard line, pickup of some 7 yards. Now bring third down and about 13. Depending on how some other scores shape out, here, especially if Nelsonville York would happen to lose their last game of the year, Barnesville still in the running to possibly have a bye and not play next week. Johnson again, quick out, ball's be hit incomplete. You get some contact with the intended receiver, Hendershot.
I think it was Jet Kaiser on the pass defense that time.
Fourth down. Johnson leaves Johnson to the sideline. We'll see. Then we've seen Shadyside go for it out of the punt formation on a couple fourth downs in the first half, and 54-0. I mean,
what do you got to lose?
Why not? And he'll be in punt formation, but this will be no guarantee that he's going to kick the ball. But yet at the same time, don't want to give the ball up at the 40-yard line. Again, I think Shadyside had too many men on the field, and one tries to get off, and that's going to cost them another 5 yards. But I think they got a timeout called, so they'll give them a timeout. 9:56, clock stopping during the timeout. Let's step aside for one more message. 54-0 Monroe Central. Back in a moment.
Looking for fall fun? Come out to the Other Farm, just outside of Woodsfield. This weekend only, from noon to 5, enjoy a corn maze, games, rides, and awesome photo ops, all included with admission. Find us on Facebook at The Other Farm LLC for info about our flashlight night on October 26th and Haunted Maze events. Then, get ready for Fear on the Other Farm, featuring the Field of Screams and Haunted Corn Maze, Saturday, November 1st from 7 until 9 p.m. Don't miss out. Fall fun is waiting at the Other Farm.
High school football from AVC Sports on WBNV, Barnesville, Woodsfield, 93 BNV.
Shadyside spending a timeout now. Clock back running as the ball is whistled ready for play. High snap. Johnson will kick the ball. Line drive kick. And Seminoles just going to let it hit and let it roll. And it will get rolled dead about in the heavy grass at about the 24-yard line. And that's where Seminoles will start this possession. A couple more scores on our Surgeon Construction scoreboard there. Caldwell now leading Shenandoah 19-7. Barnesville leading Union Local 34-0. Frontier River still 20-6 in favor of River. West Muskingum 21, Meadowbrook 7. New Cumberstown big over Buckeye Trail. And Martins Ferry now 25-6 over Belair. And I think St. Clairsville over Cambridge 31-0. I think I heard the score.
And I think I heard that Steubenville was beating Park 31-7 also.
Okay, clock running here as we get ready to start this possession. We see the kicker, Wyatt Cohen, in as a split end now for the Seminoles. And Kaiser now takes the quarterback snaps and gives the ball to Kason Rice.
Kason Rice on the carry.
And he might get it down about the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Second down and 10.
This become a statistician's nightmare trying to get all the extra running backs in. They give everybody a carry. And
yeah, I've run out of lines to put them on, so I'll just do the best I can here.
So 2nd and 10. We're now at 8 minutes on the moving clock left in the game. 54-0 for our radio viewers who keep saying, why don't those guys give us the score? Another handoff, and that is Rice once again.
Rice on the carry again, picks up a couple on the play.
Gets a yard maybe to the 26.
He was brought down by number 12, Braden Kapler. Bring up a 3rd and 9.
We see some players leaving the field for Shadyside. We see Ace Nelson stepping off the field now. He's been out there almost every snap, for some subs as Shadyside is getting some younger kids into the game. Rolling out, Kaiser wants to throw it out flat. It's complete out near the 30-yard line. Jace Stevens makes the reception, and he's brought down at about the 30. This is going to be well short of the first down, pick up about 5 yards.
Picked up a couple on the play. That'll bring up 4th and 5.
Brandon O'Grady had the tackle for the Tigers. Now it's 4th and 5. Seminoles players on, players off here. Try to get that's always a goal for assistant coaches, to make sure you have 11 players on the field for a snap when you're doing this kind of subbing. Not 12, not 13, not 10.
It makes it tough in this situation right here because you're trying to get your subs in there. And nice kick.
Kaiser, nice high kick, and the ball's going to hit and now roll and will be down at about the 24-yard line. Rice will down the ball there at the 34-yard line.
Shadyside will take over 1st and 10.
Clock stops on the change of possession with 6:14 left in the game at 54-0. Seminoles leading. Even though we didn't expect this type of a score, we kind of probably did expect Monroe Central to win. They're going to be 5-5 on the year. And you start the year 1-4, and you walk off the field tonight at 5-5. That's a pretty good finish to the year.
with a nice group of young men coming back next year, so the future looks bright here for the Seminoles.
And Shadyside's going to spend a timeout. So we'll stay here, and we'll see if we've got anything else left to talk about. There's a lot of subs, on the field for both teams, so I think everybody in uniform tonight is probably, if they've not been on the field already, they're going to be before this game is over. And even though teams, sometimes play JVs, I know Monroe Central, I'm more familiar with them, of course, but, they've had to cancel a couple of JV games just because of some injuries, and they just didn't have the personnel to play JV games. They are going to try to play a JV game, I understand, on Monday.
Well, you mentioned personnel, too. Yeah, it's not always numbers sometimes that determines whether or not you can play a JV game. Because I know there's a team in the area that was unable to play JV this year because they didn't have enough linemen. All their younger kids were all basically skill position players and didn't have enough linemen to play a JV game.
In the conversation during this timeout by defensive coordinator Marcus Shoemaker with the younger kids on the field, is said, hey, guys, make plays. We'd like to have this shutout.
Yeah. Johnson is still in a quarterback for the Tigers.
And the clock, of course, will wind now as the ball's ready for play. Again, with some younger kids in the game, trying to get some people positioned into proper alignment, have the right number of guys on the line of scrimmage. Tigers are now ready, and Johnson wants to throw. Again, scrambling out of the pocket, away from traffic, over the sideline, across his body, throws it downfield, and the ball's going to be on the hands and dropped, incomplete. Eberle was the intended receiver, and ball hit off his hands and out of bounds, so it will be an incomplete pass. So even the younger kids for Monroe Central and the game on the defensive front still able to get pressure on the quarterback. Yeah. And again, some Tigers changing sides of the field on the formation. Play clock down to 5. And everybody moved. I think everybody moved but the center.
But the center.
And the center doesn't move.
We're in trouble.
Heard that on the college or pro game over the weekend. You were the official and you're making the announcement. It says, legal procedure on everybody but the center.
Everybody but the center, yeah.
So that will cost the Tigers 5 more yards back to the 29-yard line. Chase had several penalties in this game also.
That, I believe, is their 7th for 65 yards.
Johnson rolling to the right. Now he's going to run across the 30, out to the 40, 45. He goes out of bounds on the far side. I think he might have a Bicon Services first down at the 40, about the 45-yard line.
That's probably their longest run from the line of scrimmage tonight at 15 yards.
There was one pass play downfield to gain some positive, big yardage, but that's, definitely few and far between. It seemed like earlier when Shadyside would get a decent positive play, they would then have a negative play or a penalty. We're under 3.5 minutes left in the game. Johnson throw. He's going to fire it downfield. This ball's up in the air and knocked down, incomplete. We got a flag.
Johnson's pass ball is incomplete for Brandon O'Grady. There's a flag on
intended
the
for O'Grady, but I think the Seminoles are going to get a pass interference call.
I couldn't make out the number of the young man who was back there in the secondary, but he didn't get his back turned around and saw the ball coming and interfered with the receiver for the Tigers.
This will take the ball now down to the 40-yard line in Monroe Central territory, and it will be Bicon Services first down. And Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Abel's Electric Heating and AC, Allwell Behavioral Health Services, Dutro Ford Lincoln Nissan, Caldwell Ready Mix Company are sponsors for tonight, and I'll get the rest of them after this play. Johnson rolling to the right. On the far side, I think it's caught.
We've got a penalty down here.
Another
I think
flag.
that the Tigers had too many men in the backfield.
And then the other sponsors, Doan Ford, Village Hardware and Rental, West 40 Auto Sales, Bicon Services, and the Other Farm LLC. Thank you to all those people. This will come back, and it is a legal formation then would be the call.
What's that? Yeah,
and that is out back to the 45-yard line. 1st and 15. Again, Johnson will be in that shotgun formation. Rolling left, wants to throw, and some pressure once again. Finally runs up in the middle. He's going to have some running room across the line of scrimmage. 40, 35, still on his feet. Now giving some ground as he's trying to scramble. Still on his feet across the 30, 25, 20 down the sideline, and will be pushed out of bounds.
Johnson on the quarterback keeper.
Jaden Johnson ran about 110 yards on that play, but he's going to get down to they put him at the 17, so that's going to be about a 28-yard pickup officially. Bicon Services first down to the 17-yard line. That is the J&M Electric red zone. The first time tonight Shadyside has been in the J&M Electric red zone. Just 40 seconds on this moving clock. Shadyside kind of hurry up, and you know they'd like to get in the end zone. Johnson throws, quick out, caught out of bounds near the first down. O'Grady's the catch, but the clock continuing to run now, 20 seconds. They'll put the ball down at about the 8. Second down and a yard, 10 seconds left, and the Tigers are just going to stay in the huddle. They're not going to run another play. And that's probably the wise move by all concerned. So as this clock has expired, and Monroe Central 54, Shadyside nothing, as the Seminoles finish this season at 5-5, the Shadyside Tigers 2-8. So now we'll take a break here and once again give you the final score of 54-0. Monroe Central back with some final stats after this.
For 129 years, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance has proudly provided coverage for homes, farms, and families across Ohio. Our commitment to reliable, affordable insurance is something you can count on. Agents who write for us can be found at patronsbuckeye.com. Whether you're protecting your home, your land, or your legacy, we offer personalized service and true hometown care. Trust a neighbor. Trust experience. Trust Patrons Buckeye Mutual. Visit us at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell or find us on Facebook. Coverage that cares. Close to home.
Doan Ford is your destination for the ultimate Ford experience. Discover the thrill of the open road in a brand new Ford vehicle. Experience cutting-edge technology and safety features designed with you in mind. Whether it's the versatile Ford Escape SUV, the powerful Ford F-150, or the stylish Ford Bronco, you'll drive away with confidence, knowing you've made the right choice. Quality, service, and trust. That's the Doan Ford experience.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. And on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Honestly, we've all been there. That place where it's past anxiety, past focus, where even reaching out to your closest friend feels too hard. I'm Crystal Reynolds with Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions. We understand how fast those feelings can take over, especially with the stress of work, family, and life. That's why we've opened a mental health urgent care clinic in Cambridge, Ohio, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. No appointment needed. Just walk in. Come in today. Feel better today. Call us, Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions Mental Health Urgent Care.
At Village Hardware and Rental in Barnesville, we've got everything you need for homeowner, contractor, and commercial jobs. From trusted Milwaukee tools and everyday hardware to pro-grade Valspar paint, trusted color you can count on. Plus, we offer paint mixing, key cutting, special orders, and commercial services too. And now, introducing our officially open firearms and ammo department. Fully stocked, trusted, and convenient. Whether you're working, improving, or protecting, Village Hardware and Rental is your one-stop shop. Drop by at 265 South Chestnut Street, Barnesville. Village Hardware and Rental. We make it easy to build the world around you.
High school football
From AVC Sports.
on WBNV, Barnesville, Woodsfield.
93 BNV.
Well, wrapping things up here from Monroe Memorial Park, Monroe Central a 54-0 winner over Shadyside. First half was Seminoles jumped out to a 14-0 lead in the first quarter on a 36-yard pass from Cooper Howell to Max Demchek. A.J. Rudder, a 6-yard run. Then in the second quarter, Rudder had scores of 15 and 20 yards. Gabe Eng on a 20-yard reception on an end-around pass from Max Demchek. And then Braden Stempert, a 3-yard run, which made it 41-0 at halftime in favor of the Seminoles. In the second half, Lucas Stiver scored on a 15-yard run, and Talon Stein picked up a fumble and returned it 50 yards for a touchdown from his defensive end position, and the Seminoles win 54-0. And Wyatt Cohen, the senior, 6 kicks, 6 of 7. His last one was wide to the left. But, just Monroe Central, just about everything tonight. All the stats are going to be in their favor. Mike, what's some individuals?
Just real quickly, I had Shadyside on the night, ended up with 16 yards on the ground. Jaden Johnson through the airways, 7 of 19, 55 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. They did finish on the plus side, total yards with 71 because of a couple big plays there towards the end of the game. They had 5 first downs, penalized 7 times, 65 yards. Again, it was all Monroe Central tonight. They rushed the ball 27 times for a total of 252 yards. A.J. Rudder, the senior, playing his last game on this field. 12 carries, 114 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Goes out with a bang in his last game here as a senior. Through the airways, a junior, Cooper Howell, 3 of 3, 62 yards, 1 touchdown. Max Demchek, 1 of 1 through the airways, 20 yards. Again, and receiving touchdowns, Gabe Ewing, 1 catch, 20 yards and a touchdown. Max Demchek, 1 catch, 36 yards and a touchdown. And Corbin Farnsworth had 1 catch for 25 yards. So again, just total domination here tonight by the Monroe Seminoles. And Coach Calder has to be happy with the last half of this season anyway. Finishes this season with 4 out of 5 wins to end the year.
Again, different people have a different look at that. 5-5 season. Well, say, well, it's not a winning season, it's not a losing season. But when you're 1-4 at the midway point, having just been beaten badly 2 weeks in a row by Caldwell and Barnesville, who are both playoff teams, and then to bounce back against a more favorable schedule the second half, but to play really well against those people and to win, and losing the 1 game to Toronto, and still played really well, was ahead early in that game.
And Toronto's a quality team.
Yes,
they're one of the top, I think, one of the top 10s in the region, Division 7.
Coach Kernick and the Tigers, suffering through a very tough year at 2-8, and the numbers have been down at Shadyside, but the numbers are on the way back up here at Monroe Central. Hey, once again, thank you to these sponsors: Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Abel's Electric Heating and AC, Allwell Behavioral Health Services, Dutro Ford Lincoln Nissan, Caldwell Ready Mix Company, The Other Farm LLC, Bicon Services, West 40 Auto Sales, Village Hardware and Rental, and Doane Ford. Video replays tonight sponsored by High Street Seneca. Our scoreboard updates: Surgeon Construction, Touchdowns, Kemp Insurance Agency, Red Zone trips to J&M Electric. First downs were Bicon Services. Kickoffs, Valentine Insurance. And our national anthem sponsored by Southeastern Ohio Credit Union. Tune in to our AVC stations here next week to find out for sure what our postseason coverage will be. It appears that Barnesville and Caldwell will both make the postseason. And also next week, YRPtv has been following Shenandoah and Meadowbrook volleyball. Shenandoah plays on Wednesday night and Meadowbrook on Thursday. So if you want to enjoy watching some volleyball, tune in to that. Especially the Shenandoah game. You have my permission to mute the announcer if you want.
And I think Shenandoah actually is playing at Zanesville High School.
Yes, at Zanesville High School.
Zanesville High School Wednesday night.
So that's a lot of fun there. But that's about all I've got, Mike.
Hey, pleasure working with you as always.
I haven't seen anybody, so we've been together different times here this week. So once again, our final score: Monroe Central 54 and Shadyside nothing. I'm Jeff Stevens, along with Mike Palaziak and Dalton Gambita, saying have a pleasant rest of your evening.
You've been listening to High School Football, a presentation of AVC Sports on WBNV, Barnesville Woodsfield's 93 BNV.